Hello, welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. It's Leicester City against West Ham United. Match day 38 of the Premier League. A kick-off an hour and 5 minutes away, which means the official lineup is just a handful of minutes away. Gonzo, how is oneself?
I think very relaxed, Geo. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's nice to anticipate a game without any concern or worry with something sort of bigger and better on the horizon, so to speak. So, yeah, I think it's a sit back and relax. The sun's out and, enjoy the afternoon type game. What about yourself?
Mixed feelings for reasons not about the game.
This is true. But for the game itself.
For the game, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's I like the fact that there's things to play for in the last day of the Premier League season. There's not much at the top end. Hopefully Villa win and then they get the Conference League and Spurs don't get it. Just be funny. Then obviously down the bottom we've got the relegation battle, which we're involved in, but it's not for us, it's for them. But I struggle to see an outcome which isn't Everton surviving, in all honesty. I can't convince myself that Leicester or Leeds have stayed up, but tough luck, unlucky. You had 37 games, well, you got 38 games. You're not done enough. So, ta-da, off to the Championship you go.
Yeah, I mean, Allardyce was funny. I listened to, I don't know why, but I decided to listen to his comments, and I thought, because I did a video about him. Well, I didn't do a video about him, but I alluded to his comments where he said, "Oh, I'm as good as Pep and Jose," or at least that was a catchphrase. That was what was headlined. That was what was quoted. Well, do you know what? I'll go and give it a listen, and it's just listen to the interview in its entirety. Make sure it's in context. Oh my gosh! Honestly, he was really feeling sorry for himself on it, and so it wasn't that bit I thought was a headline. It was the fact that in there he was bemoaning the fact that, in terms of experience, know-how, knowledge, he's got it. Everything that they've got, he's got. Those big managers, he mentioned Klopp and he mentioned Guardiola and stuff like that. He said, unfortunately, I've just never had a chance. I thought, what? What do you mean you never had a chance? You never had a chance, mate. You got the England gig. Let's be fair. You got caught doing something naughty, and that was it. If he'd have had a successful 2 or 3 years with England, He'd have been offered those jobs that he's always claimed that he never had. But I don't know. He's a funny one, Sam. I think he speaks and tells himself things so many times he actually starts to believe them. So it was quite a sorry and pathetic interview, actually. So whether he's the man to lead them out of this, I mean, I don't know. That they didn't look good. Tottenham do still have something to play for, don't they? Hey, look, it says everything about our own position that we're talking about the relegation scrap, and we're not in it. But I do agree. Everton beat Bournemouth, which they should do and could do, because Bournemouth forgot their they're on the beach. They literally, I was on the beach in Bournemouth, so I haven't got to travel far to get on the beach. So metaphorically speaking, and actually being on the beach, they've been there since they've made themselves safe. So I think Everton win that one and Everton stay up.
Gonzo, when you were away last week, we won the bet giveaway.
So the 1 week I wasn't involved, we won it.
Yeah. £100 went to Ben. I can't remember the rest of his name, but Ben something won £100.
Well, congratulations, Ben. And I'm delighted I was away and didn't scupper your bet for you.
I kept it simple. Can't remember what I did, but I kept it simple. And we just needed Leeds to get a yellow card, which took quite a while actually for it to come. But then they got their yellow card. Harrison to have 2 shots. So there was a couple of other things, but yeah, it sailed in the end. So Ben won £100. So no pressure, Gonzo. But the one we gave away,
I'm the curse. The curse.
Well, it's not a curse. You just pick ridiculously stupid things for the bet. That's all.
Well, not today. Not today.
Oh.
No. I'm going to play it safe now.
Anyway, speaking of Spurs, there's pressure on me because I could do a Spursy, because on the Patreon Fantasy League, I am top.
You've been up there for a while. You've been, you could do an Arsenal.
But the lead is not uncatchable. There's a couple of people on my tail that could get me. But I've heard that Haaland doesn't start, so I transferred him out ahead of the deadline and brought in Harry Kane. So,
well, I'll tell you what, if you win, I can send you a Lucas Paqueta t-shirt and a lovely Hammers Chat mug.
I was hoping you were going to wear that t-shirt. You wore it in the breakfast show, so I've put it underneath the video for people to buy if they want to.
How that predictable? I won't have a shower and change.
Well, I thought you'd already showered and changed.
I did. You know that this morning. I was late for the breakfast show. Yeah.
Anyway, the lineup will be out in a second. Here we go. Gonzo, would you like to know the West Ham team?
Yes, please.
The West Ham team is as followed. It's pretty strong from David Moyes. In goal is Lucas Fabianski with the back four of Thilo Kehrer at right back. No, Vladimir Sufal right back. Thilo Kehrer next to him with Agerd and Aaron Cresswell at left back. Flynn Downs partners Declan Rice in midfield with Pablo Fornals, Lucas Paqueta, Said Benrahma and Mikel Antonio as the striker.
Spot on.
So strong. Not the strongest 11, but strong.
Spot on there. I got to say, had to rest Zuma for this one, but that was really important. Bowen, in light of the becoming a father, that's the right thing to do because it'd be cream crackered anyway. And to be fair, even without having the babies, not that he did it himself. Probably can these days actually. But anyway, it wasn't him that did it. It was the lady. It was Danny Dyer that did it. Not him, not that Danny Dyer. Other Danny Dyer, Lady Danny Dyer, not man Danny Dyer. Just so as you're clear, man Danny Dyer didn't have twins. Just triplets for him. Anyway, digging myself a hole here, really, aren't I?
Yeah, but you're not doing very well with this pronoun stuff, are you?
Oh, I'm good. Anyway,
stuff.
They, them, and their all got a rest, which is really good. And I think it's nice, isn't it, for Fornals to be involved, given his recent heroics. I'd like to see 45 minutes for Antonio. That'd be it for me. Get him out of there. And I don't know whether you're going to tell me in a minute if Souček's on the bench or not. But again, he's done a lot. He's played a lot of games, hasn't he? So I don't mind that. I think it's strong enough to contest this game. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It makes sense. The lineup just makes sense, which is give Downs a run out, keep Fornals in the team. My only thing I will say is I was saying no to Garino. I don't think Fornals will be in the number 10, unfortunately. I think he'll be on the right-hand side here.
Yes.
Because Bowen's not there, so it'll be him there, and Paqueta will continue to hover in that position, which... This is where do you know what I would like to see today? Benrahma on the right, actually, because Fornals, you were away, but against Leeds, Fornals was, on paper was on the left, but he was drifting in field a lot, and he was excellent at it. And I just think, look, Fornals has played really good against Leeds in a position. Now looks like we're going to go move him into a different one. I just think give the guy a break a little bit. You know, it's the last game of the season. Let Fornals continue playing where he was, try and keep his confidence up. He might do well on the right-hand side, but I'd imagine that's where he'll be covering Benrahma on the left. Antonio, agree with you, get him off. Sufal, Kehrer, Agerd, Cresswell, makes sense. It's a good lineup. It's a really good lineup. I'm happy with that. I get what David Moyes has done. Yeah, no complaints at all.
No,
Would you like to know the bench?
I'd love to know the bench, please.
You're not going to be very happy because there's no youngsters. It's just all the other senior players minus Ben Johnson. There's still no room for Ben Johnson. The bench for West Ham this afternoon is Areola, as well as Emerson, Ogbonna and Zuma. We've also got Souček, Bowen, Ings, Lanzini on there as well as Maxwell Cornet. So there you go. That's your bench.
I don't mind so much. I would have liked Mbama on there. I think that might have been nice. But Moyes has got a safeguard who he's going to play. And to be fair, Mbama's not going to play in when I say he's going to play, he's going to play in the final.
He'll be on the bench because you're getting additional 3 spaces in the conference league.
Yeah. Far out of who he's going to use. And the thing is, who if someone drops out of his chosen first team, who's he going to use? He's going to use someone that of the names that are scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. So I can see this. This is serious time. And, you know, don't worry about the integrity of the league and people talk about that. You know, just us still remaining and being in a competition will keep us honest and will keep us playing a strong team, which absolutely we've done today. That's a strong team and it's a strong bench. And I don't mind it. There's been lots of times this season when I was annoyed that the youngsters didn't feature. But if this is what I think it is, the dress rehearsal for European final, I'm fine with that. I don't mind so much. But I would have liked Mbama involved.
The poll is now live in the live chat. So if you're watching, please get involved. There's 4 options. Please select the one that reflects your opinion on West Ham's starting 11 this afternoon. And whilst you're all doing that, we will take a look at how Leicester City line up, possibly the more important lineup today, given what they're playing for. In goal is Everson with a back 4 of Castagna at right back, Evans and Fast centre back, and Luke Thomas left back. Samadi's partners Tielemans and Dewsbury Hall in midfield, while Maddison will start on the right, with Harvey Barnes on the left, and Iheanacho through the middle. Jamie Vardy has been dropped by Dean Smith this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually scored a goal or two recently, but just before that, I thought he's looked, past. It looked like Father Time had caught up with him, really, and he's a remarkable career. Absolutely, Vardy. I just wonder if on there's still motivation there. I think even if Everton go ahead against Bournemouth, the news trickles down via the crowd, via the bench, onto the pitch itself. There's still enough there with, number one, Tielemans, number two, Maddison, number three, Barnes. If I've missed somebody out, but I think those three in particular, can be looking at it and thinking, well, right, we're heading for pastures new, and we're going to show any potential buyers what they've got now. I think Tielemans has been a disappointment. I think if I was a Leicester fan, I'd be really disappointed. I'm not a Leicester fan. I'm disappointed about he's sort of carried on there, really. If he's a brilliant player and he's a fantastic player, and he could have done better. And as looking at, I know he's a different player to Scott Parker, but, look what Scott Parker was like when we went down. And all right, we've not gone down this season, but look at the way, some of our players have dug in. They might not have liked the tactics. They might not have been playing at their best, but they've really dug in and fought to try and get us out of it. And I think that'll leave a bit of a bitter taste in the mouth. I think if I was a Leicester fan, he's going to go strutting his stuff when I don't think anyone would claim he's given his absolute best this season.
That's why I wouldn't have played him. The geezer's out of contract. It's like Jan Martino. Lopetegui basically said Martino was not involved this weekend. He doesn't want to be involved, because essentially he's off. He's going somewhere, so he's got a new club. He's not getting injured. He's no, thank you, mate. We're safe now. Yeah. I know they're not safe, but there'll be an element of Tielemans thinking, hang on a minute, you might get relegated, but I'm going somewhere. I'm surprised he's in the team. I'd have ditched him as well. But it's an expected team, but hardly strikes fear into me, in all honesty. They've got a decent front three, but that's about it. That back four is poor. Castagna, Evans, Fast, Thomas, doesn't bother me. Midfield, Samari, I'm not a big fan of Samari. Tielemans, the guys every time I watch Leicester, he gets slower than the previous time. He does. I'm pretty sure I watch him run. He just can't move very well. And then Dewsbury Hall, who he will be committed. Dewsbury Hall will be getting stuck in today. He's someone that'll be putting about a bit, because he's come in from a little bit of criticism from Leicester fans, and him and James Maddison are quite social media friendly. I see James Maddison calling out a lot of things on social media and stuff, and Dewsbury Hall is more, my fault, sorry. He got sent off a few weeks ago and he said, look, sorry, it's my fault, I ballsed it up, kind of thing. And I like it in some regards, but in other regards I'm like, well, do something about it. So I expect a reaction from Dewsbury Hall today. Maddison and Barnes, we know what they're capable of, and Ian Atchell is good. I feel like he's got a good record against us. It seems like he scored a few, doesn't he? Yeah. He came on off the bench last season, the season before. He scored an absolute banger outside the box, didn't he? Cut onto his left foot and whacked it. But anyway, that's Leicester team. Here's the Leicester bench for those that's interested. Plenty of experience on here, though. They've got Smithies on the bench, as well as Ricardo Pereira. They've got Harry Suter, Amarte, as well as Mendy, Pratt, Tete, who we've obviously played at Lyon. And they've got Jimmy Vardy and Patson Daka on the bench as well. So there's lots of experience on the bench for Leicester City. Right, a little bit of admin. Thank you very much to Josh. Says, have a great day, guys. Thanks for a wonderful Hammers Chat season. Thank you very much, Josh. Now, if you're on TikTok, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, it's not me and Gonzo. There's clips of me and Gonzo, dancing, but we're not doing it. Alice, who does our Instagram, has started our TikTok as well. So if you're on TikTok, please go find us. It's just Hammers Chat, no spaces or nothing. The link is in the description below. Please go follow us on TikTok or whatever it's called over there. And the more people that follow, the more motivated Alice will be, and the more content she will put up. So Alice does work hard for us. She's done Instagram for years, and she's doing our TikTok as well now, bless her. So if you're on TikTok, please do go follow Hammers Chat and say hello to Alice if you wish while you're there. What we're going to do now is a little bet. Should this bet win, we'll give one of you guys some money. We'll tell you how to enter in just a minute. Gonzo, what are you fancying for it?
Dewsbury Hall red card, isn't it? The red card, the apology, then a secondary red card. No, I'm joking. You
could bet on that. I'd be all for it. I don't know what his card record's like, though. Let me have a little look and tell you, and then that might sway you whether you fancy it or not. He's probably someone that gets subbed, though. That's the only. Let's have a look. He's been injured recently. 5 cards in 30 games this season in the Premier League.
Got to be worth a yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's someone that'll be up for it and up against Paqueta. Is there anything else you're fancying?
I'm a bit nervous now after.
It's good odds, that booking.
Okay. You better pick the other one.
What, do you fancy both teams to score?
No.
Oh. Why? Who do you think's not scoring?
Well, Leicester.
So do you reckon we're going to win?
I do. Yes, I do think we're going to win.
Right, West Ham to win.
Oh, it was just a conversation. I didn't know I was you know.
Maddison to have 2 shots, and do you agree Declan Rice will have a shot?
I think he'll have a shot. Yeah.
That'll do. And because it's the end of the season, we're going to do a tenner on it and 2 winners. So if this bet wins, 125 quid. 2 winners. 2 people will win £125 each. West Ham to win the game. Maddison to have 2 shots. Declan Rice to have 1 shot. And Dewsbury Hall to get yellow carded or sent off. Just a card. If that bet wins, 2 people win £125 cash. Probably Tuesday by the time I get round to it and send it to you. But you'll win it tonight. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
Thank Evans, we're safe.
There you go. Thank Evans, we're safe. I thought you were going to go for Pratt, but never mind.
I've done it. It's that, you know, and Tete was just, you know what, I'm feeling nice today. Nice and clean.
Not Sam Allardyce as a bit of a Tete or nothing like that.
No, I mean, I could have done far worse, but it's the end of the season. I'm feeling, well, it's not quite not the end of our season, that's for sure. We'll do something naughty and risque for the actually we'll be drunk for the final. But anyway, whatever.
There you go. Thank Evans, we're safe. Get into live chat. You're entered. Bet wins. 2 people win £125. And while we're here, thank you very much to Dylan for the $5 who says, come on, you Irons. Thank you very much, Dylan. Anyway, Gonzo, are you feeling good? You've seen the lineups? You happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Hard not to be in it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm feeling chilled, as chilled people might say. Yeah, I really, whatever. I was going to say youngsters.
Supporters of
youngsters don't say chilled
teams
anymore. Youngsters probably say something else. Sick. Did I say sick? I think they might say sick.
Charlie's usually good for slang.
Sick means good. Bad means I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I'm feeling Geo. I'm not even feeling firm and fruity today, quite frankly. I'm very relaxed about it. I'm going to enjoy the game.
Well, you don't know that yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It might be 0-0. We might get 3-0. Don't think you can enjoy that.
No, I won't enjoy a 3-0 loss. No, but 0-0. Look, you know, I could take it. I could take it or leave it. As long as nobody gets injured, I'm happy. You know, I really am. I've got a feeling though, Moyes is gonna let the handbrake off for this one. I don't know why I've got that feeling. There's no
We played well last week when you were away. Honestly, that second half.
I see. Leeds. So I go on holiday and we win the bet, and I go on holiday and West Ham play well.
Mate, I'm not even taking the piss. That's the live chat. Back me up. Live chat. Back me up on this, right?
I watched it.
Well, you did, didn't you? You did get a bit of it. The second half was the best football we played all season. The handbrake was off. The entertainment factor was ramped up. Paqueta was doing his thing. Everybody was just enjoying themselves. Flipping hell, Danny Ings had a good game for the 4th game in a row. I mean, it was enjoyable. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the game last week, and I want to see the same again today. The pressure's all on them. I want to see us enjoying ourselves, attacking football. Hopefully, Antonio gets a goal ahead of the game in Prague. Please, Zuma's not involved. This is when I see the bench. This is the one I'm like, there was no need for Zuma on the bench because you're not going to bring him on, are you? Well, you shouldn't be bringing him on.
Talk amongst yourself. My dog is barking. It's because they're shouting, barking at next door's dog. I've got to go and stick the dog. 2 seconds.
Yeah, go get that dog under control. While Gonzo is getting the dog under control, can you as in you, put your thoughts into live chat? It could be about the West Ham team, it could be about the Leicester team, how you see the game going. Do you even care today? Get into live chat, but not your score predictions. We don't want them just yet. David says, West Ham play well when Gonzo's away, but I'd rather have West Ham play badly just as Gonzo's about. Mate, if we get beat 3-0, I'm coming back to this comment, and I'm blaming you, David. I'll click off it before Gonzo's back so he doesn't see it. Lee says some of our top boys get injured. Moyes needs a kick in the bollocks. Ridiculous risking the top players. Dan says Fiorentina won yesterday. They did have a lot of rotated players still. Don't pay attention to it.
Oh, Roma did for the final. But they're both final. Both got a final. Yeah.
Yeah, but Fiorentina rotated a lot of players yesterday. I didn't tune in. I was watching the Championship playoff instead. Hummus says, personally don't care. that we don't get thrashed or as long as we don't get thrashed or any players get injured. Darren wants to finish above Chelsea. Carino wants to finish above Chelsea, but more importantly, no more injuries.
Both.
Andy is not bothered, but he wants Everton to go down. There's a lot of people who want Everton to go down.
Why do we not? Just generally, I don't mean.
Well, I don't know about Andy, but Chris Bell is his brother-in-law is an Evertonian, I think, and I think he hates him.
Andy might have family up there, possibly.
So I tend to find I want the teams of my friends and family to do well for them, though. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not saying Listen. I don't want to speak for Andy in particular. Yes, no, for sure. As long as you're safe. But I don't really dislike any of the teams down. No, I don't. But it is Allardyce, isn't it? I've got nothing against Leeds particularly. Allardyce goes in there and think, give them get them out there.
Stephen says, I think we'll take it seriously. We need momentum. Jordan says, look, Bonner contracted for next season. No official word yet. I think we're waiting to see if we win the Conference League. If we've got European football, we might need him. We don't have European football. There's a case there to not give him a new contract. So I think it's one of them we have to wait and see. Tim's asking, what's the highest we can finish? 12th. The lowest is 15th. So there's a few million at stake for West Ham today.
Isn't there just?
Between 2.5 million per position. So it's about, today there's essentially about 7.5 million up for grabs for West Ham today, which is a lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money. Cyclops says, here's an injury, but she is a pessimist. David says Zuma nailed on starter in the final with his performance last week and not playing today.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
I think so.
Absolutely.
He was a bit rubbish last week, though.
Well, no, yeah, that's. I just think he got wrapped in cotton.
I don't think he was fit, and I mean Zuma fit.
Well, he can't have any complaints, David Moyes. Not that he has been complaining. He has got 10 days, whatever. They've got to fly out, maybe not 10 days. He's got a solid 7 days on that training pitch to really work on stuff and work on players' fitness and work on tactics. So, he's obviously been complaining about that a lot this season, because we've had, a lot of back-to-back games, 2 games a week and whatnot. So now he gets a real chance to have a really good run at it.
Robbie says, we play well. Come on, you Irons. I'm looking forward to next season. Sheffield United game. The late wife, bless you, was a Sheffield girl. Tate says, reckon Sufal would have a blinder at centre-back. Would put money on a card, though. Chippy says, I hope we enjoy it and play very well. Beat them, nick the points. I want Everton and Leicester to go. And Leeds next season. Out of the 3, I dislike Leeds the most. But they go next season.
He's got it lined up. He's got it lined up for each, next 5 seasons.
And in 2026, I hope Luton finally bugger off after their short spell.
It's the Premier League purge, Paul calls it.
Jolinho said, I don't mind who goes down this season, but I sure want the Blunts to go down next season.
There's a lot of Mystic Meg stuff. There's a lot of forward planning.
I understand the hatred for Sheffield United, though. I get that. I will nail my colours to the mast and say I would like Sheffield United to go down next season as well. I'm with all that.
Every season.
Thank you very much, Geo Gonzo and Bebo. Thank you for getting us through a poor Premier League season. Let's finish it in style and pack. Yeah, there's plenty of football left. There's 1 game left, but there's a long time till then. There's still another 10 days until we can get to the to the Prague game. But I'm looking forward to it. West Ham 2, Fiorentina 1, brilliant. I'd rather Everton get relegated so we get Onana on the cheap. Do you have thinking like that? Because I'm a little bit like that with Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that you'd be. Yeah, I think everyone does. Everyone's looked at the relegation teams, I'm sure, and picked a little player here or there. Yeah, I like Onana.
Do you think we'll go for him if Everton go down? Do you think we'll go for Onana?
It depends on that thing. What we're discussing in the breakfast show just all depends on David Moyes and the future there. Yeah, I would not be surprised. But look, I don't expect Everton to go down. But, it looks like they're going to get taken over. Never mind go down. Looks like stay up, get the takeover. Not that means anything. It looks, I say, with someone 777 investments or something.
Yeah, that.
And it looks like they've now been beaten to the punch by someone else. But look, it looks like they dodged a bullet. It's just these massive. They're just hedge funds and investment firms, basically. So. And funny, one of the reports had said that this 777 were going to turn their attention to either West Ham or Sheffield United. What? did you want a football club, or you just? And it's almost a case of, oh, we just want a football club. Oh, we can't have Everton, so much Sheffield United, West Ham, almost any football club. It's honestly, I think they're probably the worst kind of owners you could possibly have. That really don't care who they got. They just want to get somebody to have a Premier League club on their portfolio.
Wayne said, I'd rather Everton go down. Don't dislike them. Just the Leeds and Leicester City have already done their stints in the Championship. I think it makes the league more competitive. True Courtney says, not happy seeing Rice, Paqueta and Antonio playing. I would have left them out. If any of them get injured, he's going to be fuming with David Moyes. I get it. I think I'd be frustrated with David Moyes. Well, I'm happy with the lineup. One of them get injured, I'm still going to be frustrated with David Moyes. That's what I said. He can't really win Moyes, can he?
He can't, because if you think last game was last Sunday, which was what, the 20th, the 21st. So you're is that right? Is that right? What last Sunday was? The 21st last Sunday. To go from the 21st of May to the 7th of June without players playing.
And Antonio didn't play last Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's leaving it a little bit too long. So some of them have to play, because that's just too long without a game, really. So yeah, it's going to be tough.
Derek says a good performance from us will build confidence from the final. Joe's asking if we're going to Prague. Are you going to Prague?
I'm not. I just got back into the country yesterday, so no, I'm not.
No, I'm not either. We're going to the fan park in Hackney Wick. I can't afford it, to be honest with you. We wouldn't have got tickets anyway. Well, Gonzo would have done. He would qualified, but I wouldn't have qualified for a ticket through points. And I don't agree with jumping the queue. I think those that have the points should go, and those that miss out, kind of thing. So I knew I've never even planned to go to Prague because I knew I wouldn't get a ticket. So from pretty much before the semi-final was even concluded, I was like, I'm just going to go to Hackney Wick fan park. We've got 150 of our patrons coming with us as well. We're going to have a fucking good night. And hopefully we'll win and we'll have an even better night. But it'll be a good night regardless. So I'm really looking forward to it. This is good. Michael says, you like Onana and I never had a Nana.
There you go. Quite right too.
I've never had a Nana. True.
Never eaten one.
I've never
eaten a banana, not an anana.
I might have ate one today. I was that fucking hungry, but...
Hey. That's probably what they were grilling on a barbecue.
It wasn't. It was just. I don't even know how to describe what it looked like. Pale. It looked like pale meat. And for those that don't know, long story short, yesterday I agreed to go to. Well, 2 days ago I agreed to go to a barbecue today. This morning I assumed the barbecue was going to be at my house because we'd already spoken about the barbecue in my back garden. So the question was, do you want a barbecue Sunday? I said, yeah, as long as it's early because I've got the video, no problem. So yesterday, barbecue 12:30. Okay, I said, yep, excellent news. So I said, do I need to go get anything? Because I thought there's nothing here for the barbecue. No, don't worry about it. Then I got the question, do you remember where I still live? I was like, you what? Which is all fine and dandy. You might be thinking, what's the fucking problem? A free barbecue. They're vegetarian. So I was at a vegetarian barbecue today and I was not happy about it. All I ate was crisps. It was like going to a brothel and having a wank.
Oh,
it is. I could smell a barbecue.
Come on,
I could see a barbecue, but I could not participate in the barbecue.
It's like going to a brothel and having some crisps. But did they not have any like potatoes or anything like that? Bit of bread or a bit
of salad, but I don't eat salad.
Oh dear.
So I debated having a bit of corn on the cob, but to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest. I like sweet corn, but not necessarily the corn on the cob element on the barbecue. So I just ate crisps. So there you go. Have a poor start to the afternoon. Fucking vegetarian barbecue. So there's fake burgers, fake chicken, fake sausages, and the other non-vegetarians were eating it, and I could tell by their faces they were not enjoying it either, and they were just being polite. But I'm a man of principle, Gonzo. So I was like, no.
Well, clearly, if you'd go to a brothel and do that, you clearly are a man of principle. There's no doubt about that.
Like a
I'm wondering if would you still pay? That's what I'm thinking about the brothel thing. I mean, I'm not paying.
So, do you pay for the sex or the entry fee? There's an entry fee.
That's a bad choice of words.
Anyway, so there you go. Went to vegetarian barbecue today.
It's a vegetarian brothel.
They got the nice beer though. They got the beer I like. So there you go. Leslie, send me your address. I'm on my fucking way because I'm starving right now. It's 4:00. I am starving.
Well, they got it going next door. That's why the dogs are barking at each other through the fence. And it smells lovely.
Salt and vinegar kettle chips. So they at least got the nice crisps. Do you not like them?
Oh, salt and vinegar. Sorry, salt and vinegar's fine. I thought you meant ready salt. I thought you were on the Emerson.
No, salt and vinegar
crisps.
kettle chips. No, the nice crisps. They were good crisps. It was fine, and it definitely wasn't bacon crisps. No, there was no.
At the vegetarian barbecue, yeah, that'd be brilliant.
That'd have been good.
Brilliant. That'd be great. Love that.
And you know the worst thing. So the father was there. I said, and I was speaking to him about football, and so I said, "Oh, who do you support?" And he said, "England women." Killed the conversation that did, Gonzo.
That's a virtue signal answer, isn't it? I think. Can't just say England. Well, even that's a crappy answer, even itself. Even if you just said England. Okay. We can't talk about football, really, can we? There's nothing.
He supports England women.
What did you talk about them?
But the worst thing, the back of my brain, when you said that, my back of my brain went fucking pervert. But I couldn't say that. But that's what comes through to my head.
Hold on, he's not the one pleasuring himself in a brothel. You can't call him a pervert.
I never said I went there. It was a comparison.
I was thinking a bowl of crisps.
Thank you very much, Pocky Punk. Pringles. No, there was no Pringles.
Thank you, mate.
There were real crisps, as Gonzo would suggest. But
there you go. Yeah. Potato chips.
Anyway, it's nearly time for Bevo. Bevo, are you ready?
Let's see. What's he up to?
I thought he was having a wank for a second, but I think he was on his phone.
Same. All looks the same when you're doing that under the table.
Yeah, Bevo, you're right.
He's muted. There he is. There he goes again. Look, we wouldn't even if he was, we wouldn't know because he's
it's
muted,
because
his cameras. Oh, there he is.
I went away and I turned all the plugs off like a sensible person, and then when I turned them off, I forgot to turn the box off. Hello. I was just on my phone. Nothing that exciting, unfortunately. Nothing that exciting. How are you? You all right?
Yeah.
Gio, just eat a vegetarian burger, bro.
Just address this, Dan. He's not watching. He only supports England women. There's no chance he's tuning into West Ham.
Yeah, it's not true. Bro, just eat a vegetarian burger, Gio. What's the problem? Just eat it, mate.
I'm not eating it.
I know you've got your little stances, mate, but vegetarian burgers genuinely aren't that bad. Just have a go.
Charlie, if I wanted to eat cardboard, I'd have ate the packaging for the vegetarian burger.
Bro, just eat
it. I'm just eating some potatoes in a roll. That's what I'd have done. I'd eat some potatoes in a roll.
Listen, you will not find someone who you've both seen the size of me. Clearly, I like bacon. It's as clear as day. I don't think I hide it. Mate, vegetarian burgers aren't too bad. Vegetarian sausages, they're not bad either. Just get it in you. You're standing at a barbecue, mate. Have fun. What are you doing?
Drooling. That's what I was doing.
Starving.
And it's too late now, to be fair. So there's no point.
I debated having a cheesy bun. Just a cheese slice on a bun, and that was it.
You would eat just cheese in a bun at a barbecue.
Well, hold on. That's just a cheese sandwich. That's fine. You can have a cheese sandwich.
At a barbecue. That's like not a barbecue. It's
not what I class as a barbecue. It's vegetarian food cooked on a grill outside. That's what that was. That was not a barbecue.
Listen, Bevo agrees with you. Charlie Walsh is very much on the just eat the burgers, mate. But Bevo is very strongly agreeing with you. Bevo is here for the meat-only movements. I can't act like he's not.
Yeah, steak and ale pie, basically, but without the pastry. That's what Bevo likes.
Yeah, if he's not seeing the cow slaughtered in front of his eyes, then he's not interested.
Wow. Savage. Susan, thank you for the £10. She said, welcome back, Gonzo. Let's hope we end. What do you mean, welcome back? He's been gone for a handful of days and he stacked the videos so that there was a video every single day. He's not even been away, really.
I've been away. Yes, I pretended.
Anyway, Chris wants us to talk about football, so let's talk about football. Charlie, have you got the results for the poll, please?
I do. We asked how you were feeling about the starting 11. Unsurprisingly, it's quite happy. 2% of people said it's poor. 2% of people say they were fuming. 46% of people said it's all right. And 48% of people were very happy. So an incredibly high percentage. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. It's a all right lineup, isn't it? There's nothing to be too mad about, I don't think, apart from what you were saying about maybe like being concerned about Antonio, but he needs game time. Stuff like outside of those little minor things, there's nothing you can really say that's bad or good about it, can you? Or not bad about it, anyway.
Are you happy, Charlie?
Yeah, it's fine, isn't it? I don't know. It's fine. I personally would have started the exact 11 he would have started in the final for at least 45 minutes. But apart from that, I mean, and that's like
what's
such
Gonzo
a
giggling at? Gonzo, click on
thing.
Gonzo. Whenever Gonzo sniggers, we need to know what he's looking at.
Just laugh was a nice post.
No, to be clear, that was Charlie saying that, not Bevo. Bevo is here for it. Yeah, no, apart from that though, but that's like a minor thing. That's the only thing I would change personally. But outside of that, I'm happy with it, you know.
Just on Chris again, does the fella at the barbecue know the answer to that, Gio?
No.
Oh.
It's not England women, it's West Ham women.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway, I seen that he quit yesterday. There was a couple of people have said Karen Brady was the one that went and fired him yesterday, almost immediately after the game.
Karen Brady went and fired Konchesky.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, I seen someone in our Patreon WhatsApp group said it, and then I seen it on Twitter from someone else saying the same thing, that Karen Brady was at the game yesterday because it was their final game of the season. West Ham played Spurs, and it was obviously Katie Longhurst's last game as a West Ham player as well. But apparently Brady was there, and she was the one that sacked him. But
did she sack Avram Grant as well?
She did in an office in the stadium.
Yeah. And said you can't travel home on the coach. You can't travel home on a bus. She ruthless, isn't she? Yeah,
and then Parker had to go fetch him.
I wonder if she said to Konchesky, "You're sacked, and we've clamped your car." As part of the punishment, you're sacked and you're walking home. It's the West Ham way.
I don't know, but that's apparently she was there, and she was the one that executed the sacking.
Oh, that is harsh. That is harsh.
But Evan said, "Did Areola deserve a start today, assuming he will start in Prague?"
I don't know about deserve. It probably would have been sensible. If he is starting in Prague, would have been sensible to play him. Yeah, I think so. I'd agree with that, certainly.
I felt bad for Fabianski. I saw a video with him yesterday at Sky Sports saying he can't wait to, he's hoping to make history with West Ham, and I was like, I don't know about you, mate, but you're not really part of it.
Well, maybe he's had the tip off, Gio. Maybe it's going to be interesting. It's easy to look at. He's got no calls to make, but he's got a couple. There ain't many, but who to play in goal, who to play at right back. He's got a couple of decisions to make there. Moyes, really, it's going to be. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. But you know what? Maybe he's just a gracious, sort of good guy, and he's just pleased that the squads are making it there.
I was just playing. I think he will feel part of it, even if he doesn't actually participate and play a minute.
He's not played a single minute, has he?
I don't think so.
No, so he won't get a medal. Because we get 40 medals, right?
Yeah, but there's no actual way. On the UEFA website, I don't believe it actually says how they get divided up. Do you know, like the Premier League, you have to have 10 appearances. If you win the Premier League, you've got to have 10 appearances in order to get a winner's medal. But I think with this competition, I assume all UEFA ones, the winners get 40 medals, and I think it's a case of do what you want with them.
It is. That's exactly what happens.
So Fabianski can get one, but
so would you? Here's a question, a little naughty one. Would you get, say 39 have been divvied up, right? They're all allocated. You've got one left, right? One medal left. Dawson or Fabianski? Who are you giving a medal to?
Fabianski.
Bevo?
Fab.
What does Charlie think?
Dawson for the band.
Fabianski. And also, that internal struggle you've got going on there.
It's a difficult one.
Big Gollum vibes.
But who would you give it to?
I would give it to Fabianski, actually. Not because I want to be overly harsh to Dawson. Oh, you're left and that's that. But I just think loyalty's got to count for something in terms of how long Fabianski's been here, and I'd probably do that.
Just because he hasn't played doesn't mean he's not had a big part to play. If that makes sense.
Well, who was it said he was calm, very calm? Maybe he's that calming influence in the dressing room. Was it Noble said he was calm? I think.
It was Noble.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if it's faulty to the coaches get him. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, Evan makes a really good point. Fabianski contributed by helping us qualify for the Conference League.
Well said.
So I think it would be Fabianski for me. I'd like to think Dawson does get one.
I know. I'd agree. I would give it. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely would, because this is a good point as well. No, that's not right. Sorry, I'm not saying that's. Sorry, I'm not saying that's not a good point, James. I've just missed. There you go. It says sorry. That's
I know someone who could answer that fucking question.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, ideally, they both get one. 40 is. I'm not sure 40 is plenty. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But if I was the club though, I'd be going to a Silversmith or whatever. I'll be, having some going to Silversmith and basically take them all, replicate that, and make us another 10.
Is that legal?
It's
legal, but
it's not currency, is it? It's not.
You wouldn't want one of the fake ones, would you?
I wouldn't tell anyone. I mix them all up in a big.
Like an
FA Cup draw,
like with a bowl of plenty, where we do the Patreon draw, and Geo mixes all the names up in a bowl. So I bung 50 in the bowl, mix them all up. There you go. Oh, my one's plastic.
Yeah.
So you went to Smith and they gave you plastic medals. You've been done over.
Like the chocolate coins that you get at Christmas.
I like chocolate. I could have done with some of them at the barbecue.
I bet you can. Yeah, they melt though, don't they, when you stick them on the grill? That's the thing.
I would have. Anyway, right. Me and Gonzo are going to disappear, but don't go anywhere because Charlie's here until the full-time whistle. I'll be back at half-time for a chin wag with him as well about the first 45. Gonzo, I'll see you at full-time.
You will.
Charlie, I'll see you at half-time.
Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you all for joining. I hope you're all well. I hope you're good. I hope you're having a grand old day. It is, of course, the final day of the Premier League season. West Ham United versus Leicester at the King Power, as it were. We have one more game to play, 90 minutes of football until a European final is upon us in June 7th. 90 days plus. A hell of a lot of days in between and minutes and whatever else. But the point is that we only have one more game. And this is one where, thankfully, we're quite calm for it. We don't have to be panicky. Hopefully my internet's a little bit better. I restarted it halfway through Gonzo asking questions to me, which was a bit stressed, but hopefully it looks a bit better. However, I'm happy. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to worry too much. I'm not quite on the beach. The team aren't quite on the beach. Danny has, however, decided he is on the beach. He's fully on the beach. We've got the palm tree in the background. We've got him in the Hawaiian shirt. He's got the lei as well. He's fully on the beach, even though we might not all be, because there is still a little bit to play for. David Moyes' team, he's gone with a selection where it's not quite fully the side that would have started in the Conference League final. You'd imagine it's also not quite fully rotated. There are some places up for grabs, potentially, at least who's going to be coming off the bench in that game. And on top of that, Leicester are, of course, scrapping for a place in the Premier League. So it's going to be a game of things to earn, even if it's not quite 2/10 for us. But I'll be going through those starting lineups. But first, thank you very much if you're joining. I hope you're all well. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, because we do a watch along for every single game without fail. So make sure you hit that notification button, including the final. I've made a decision. I was away this week on holiday. Went to Ireland this week, which was very nice. And I've decided while I was on holiday that I'm going to be doing a watch along for the final. I was flip-flopping between that and going to the fan park, but I will be doing a final watch along. So there will be one here. So if you're looking for a way to keep up with people for the final, if you're not going anywhere, not lucky enough to be going to Prague, not lucky enough to be watching the game in a fan park or anything else, come hang out with us, because we will be here live. Make sure to like the video while you're down there. First of all, Dave, thank you very much. Acid D Punch Drunk Game for the £2 donor. I'm going to go 16 helpful miles this time. Big. So let's start with, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least comfortable possible, 10 being the most comfortable possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result this afternoon? And while you go through that, let's have a look at this lineup, shall we? Because, like I said, it is slightly rotated, but with a lot of starters as well in there. Fabianski in goal, with Soufal, Kera, Aged, and Cresswell in defence. Downs and Rice are just ahead of them, with Paquetá probably with them. Fornals on the right, Benrahma on the left, and Mikel Antonio up front. The substitutes are Areola, Bowen, Cornet, Ings, Lanzini, Ogbonna, Emerson, Souček, and Kurt Zouma. A lot Like just this order is always so random. But as a team, it's very strong. It's a team I'm pretty confident in. I'm glad to see Soufal back. I've been enjoying his run of form in the sort of later stage of this season. Want to see him keep that up. As Gonzo said, there's maybe some question marks over who starts the final, for example, at right back. Be a big audition for him today. He's alongside Karen again. Not the strongest centre-back partnership in the world, but Kara has been playing well recently after everything I said to him. I'm going to act like I definitely motivated that. But realistically, he's been playing well enough this season to where, or towards the end this season, last couple of games specifically, where I'm not panicking too much about it, although that centre-back pairing does feel like they have a mistake in them. Aaron Cresswell at left-back. Downs, big opportunity for him. Very big opportunity for him. I've been I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to say this really. I've been less than convinced by Flynn Downs this season. I think as the season's gone on, I've become less and less convinced, which is wild. I feel like at the beginning, the first couple of performances where he was sort of putting them here, there, and everywhere, I was like, okay, he's putting in performances, even if his positioning is all over the shop, right? Even if he's playing left wing, he's playing right wing, he's playing this, he's doing that. As he's got games in the preferred position, I've sort of become a lot less convinced by him. And I'm not sure entirely. I mean, I am sure why, but I feel a little bit harsh saying that. Big HDU, big. So hopefully this is another good opportunity playing along Declan Rice, and Paquetá, the strongest that midfield can be around Flynn Downs. Hopefully he can put in a good performance today because next season, he potentially has a big role. He potentially has a big role to play because if we get some new signings, if Declan Rice does leave and there's some new signings come in who don't hit the ground running instantaneously, we're going to be looking towards him if he isn't preferred over them to start with. So it's a big opportunity for him today, and hopefully he can take it by the scruff of the neck, Outside of that, Ben Rama, Antonio Fornals, I get it. Like I say, I personally wouldn't have started Fornals. I personally would have started Ben Rama, Bowen, and Antonio. But listen, Fornals has after his fun times recently, it's good to see him remain in the side. And hopefully, as Gio said, I would prefer him on the left. I suspect he will be on the right-hand side, though. But we'll see how it goes. That bench is very strong. It's nice to see us having actual first-team players on the bench. A lot of them, I know it's unfortunate. For me, personally, I like Ben Johnson. It's unfortunate that he doesn't get a square root of 7. Wally's saying 7. I don't know if it's 7. My brain's saying it's 7, but I don't know. I haven't got time to figure it out. My brain. I think, yeah, Gav, you're not wrong. I think it's unfortunate for me because I like Ben Johnson, but realistically, having a bench full of first teamers isn't a bad thing after a lot of this season where we've had to really struggle to fill out the bench, having several goalkeepers, all of this other sort of stuff. So having a bench full of first team players isn't necessarily bad. Some minutes maybe for Souček and Zuma just ahead of the final to keep their eyes in, maybe Bowen as well, but not too many. Opportunities for Cornet, Lanzini to maybe come on, make a name for themselves, sort of get a bit of something before the final, and maybe even Danny Ings. I saw some people saying they enjoyed Danny Ings' last performance. I think I agree mostly with you. Like, I'm looking at your numbers, they're all relatively high. I think you've got some on the lower ends, sort of closer to the 6s and 5s. Some are on the higher ends, but most of the time you're ending up in sort of the 7s and 8s, and I would back that. Pocky's obviously just going strong in with 11. But outside of that, I think I would back that. I'd probably be at a 7-ish, 7.5, somewhere around there. It'd be interesting to see. It'd be interested to see how we end up playing out because Leeds, on the other hand, not Leeds, Leicester even, have a mixed lineup, let's say. I don't know, Pete. I never pay attention to the referees. If anyone has that information, please do let Pete know who the referee is, by the way, because I've not got the foggiest. Leicester have an interesting lineup. Iverson, Castagna, Evans, Face, Thomas, Sumer, Tillemans, Dewsbury Hall, Madison Barnes, Iniacho up front. Their bench, Smithies, Ricardo, Sutter, Amati, Mendy, Priat, Tete, Vardy, and Daka. When you're down in the dumps and you're looking at it, you're saying, well, this bench has people like Vardy on it. It has Tete on it, who's very capable. It has Amate on his days good. He has Ricardo on there. These Daka on there. These are good players, but realistically, everyone's just been toshed for so long that it's almost it just almost is what it is. The idea of a Jamie Vardy in what could potentially be his Premier League swan song coming off the bench is kind of a scary prospect, but I don't think he's been, as the other two were saying earlier, I think he's sort of past it now to some extent. He's past his best. It's not what he once was. And it's just not a scary team. It's just not a scary team, which is a weird thing to say, because if you asked me, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, about some of these players, I would have rated them very, very highly. But now you look at it and you just can't be too afraid. They're going to be scrapping for their life. At least from their perspective, you would hope that to be the case, because otherwise they are in deep, deep trouble. And looking at some of the Leicester fans who I follow on Twitter talk about their finances and stuff, if they do go down, maybe bigger trouble than it even seems. But yeah, it's a team full of individual talents, but as a unit and in form terms, not scary, not that scary. But this is last chance saloon. This is last chance saloon. You've got a team of people who are going to be scrapping to play in the Premier League. You're looking at people like Johnny Evans, for example, who probably would, maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't, but I doubt would play in the Premier League again, for example. There's a couple of players here who would never get a chance in the Premier League again. There's a couple of players here who feel like they would probably be comfortable getting another Premier League team. You're looking at Tielemans, you're looking at Maddison, right? You're looking at Barnes. There's quite a few people here who maybe have to prove themselves for a move. But it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. It's an interesting one. And thank goodness am I glad that we're not in that relegation battle, because that would have been a stressful time to be alive. The game is, of course, on, I don't know if it's on, is it on Sky Sports? I can't remember. It's either on Sky Sports or it's nowhere, is the point. Which means I have, of course, in my holiday home in North Idaho. Well, his holiday home in North Idaho today. But if you are looking for a way to watch the game, then you definitely can. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Completely free Hams Chat, West Ham community. Fans, all clubs welcome. But most importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you will find what you're looking for. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll be live throughout the entire game, of course, right here on Hams Chats for the first 45 minutes. Gio will then join me for half time. I'll disappear slightly, so I'm going to toilet. Come back. Gio will be with you that entire time. And then the second half, it will be all me through to full time, in which we'll have our full live match review on this very channel. Geo Gonzo talking about that. And then obviously the lots of season ending stuff sort of in the works coming up as well. But let's talk about subs, shall we? Let's play a game called Sub Bingo. That's the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitute. You don't have to say what player, although I will have them running along at the bottom of the screen there, just in case you want to add a little bit of sauce to it. I'm going to go 69. The minutes is all that matters. I'm going to go 69, and I'm going to say, I mean, I would take Antonio off before this, but I'm going to say 69 Antonio for Ings. I'm going to say 69 Antonio for Ings. I have to stick with 69, even though it doesn't make sense. I have to back the beef. I'm going to go Antonio for Ings. Because hope for today is that Moyes' last league game in charge. Dave, good luck this summer, because you're going to have a stressful one as well. You're going to have a very stressful one. Just want to get out of this one with no injuries, says Rob. Come on, you guys. Big vibe. Big vibe. Swap Danny for Fred. No. He's the one who pays for the trips back and forth across the Atlantic now. I can't be doing him like that. I did have a show on Patreon. We have a show on Patreon called Two Spanners, One Hammer. And I did speak to one of the guests on there. I can't remember who it was. Woody, was it you? I can't remember. I see you in the chat. Was it you? I can't remember who it was. But we were talking about just adding more Dannys. Danny Gabardon, Danny Ings, Danny Dyer, the other Danny Dyer. Maybe more Dannys is the answer. You're more likely to get more Dannys than you are to get less Dannys. I'll tell you that much for free. I think I've made the decision while I went away this week to Ireland, and I thought about it long and hard. I've made the decision to do a watch along for the game, so I won't be at the fan park. I will be here doing the watch along instead. However, I'm sure at some point our paths will cross. And I will buy you one as well, sir, because you've been on the podcast many times and you've saved my backside on the podcast many times. So if anything, I owe you one. It will have to happen next time I'm at a game, unfortunately, because I will almost certainly, unless Gio can talk me around to it, which I don't think he will, I will almost certainly be here for it. But you gotta be. What more can you do? What more can you want? It's final day of the season. Do you know what I mean? 13 minutes. Antonio hamstring snaps. F wet. Stress. HDU. Stress. Halftime. Antonio. If we couple up, I think halftime Antonio sounds right, to be fair. I think halftime Antonio, I think Gonzo was right when he said that. 69, the grey hair is getting more prominent. That's right. Mate, you should have seen it, Alex, all right? I did the other day, I tied it all up in a bun for stupidity reasons. I was being an idiot. I was just doing something dumb, right? But I tied it all up in a bun and there was like a streak of silver just going up. And it's coming in thick and fast. It's coming in thick and fast. Very snowy today, Gav. I don't know what it's like in other parts of North Idaho or even Idaho in general, but specifically in Buenos Aires, it's very snowy today. 45 minutes, Rice, Antonio, Benny off. Danny Drinkwater says my name is nobody. That is me today. That is me. I'm on the water. I'm on the water. Why in this? None of the cups are clean. None of the cups are clean. Danny from down the pub. Again, more Danny. Danny Aarons. Could get Danny Aarons involved. Great Twitch stream. Why not? You know, Emerson for Cresswell, 71st. Jack and Danny. Get a Jack involved. Get a Jack involved. Could get a Jack involved. Don't know which Jack. We could get one. 65 minutes. Lanzini for Paqueta. Cresswell needs to get going. Too old now. I would agree, Henry. I'd still put him over Emerson personally, but I do agree that we need to. This summer's a big one. I feel like we need to get a more permanent left back solution involved in the club, but that involves moving on one of these two, and I don't think either of them are going to be moving on anytime soon. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one plays out, but we do need a more possible long-term one. Is it possible to do? I haven't really thought about it. It's probably possible. But we'll see. I appreciate it. You don't have to. I appreciate it. I don't know. We'll see how that goes out. Again, it's something we're gonna have to look at. It's the Geralt look. That's the vibe I'm going for, right? That's the vibe I'm going for. I was thinking Keith Murray from We Are Scientists, but I'll stick with Geralt because the long hair. That makes more sense. Keith's got more style than I ever have. I'm more likely to dress like Geralt. That's probably going to suit me more. Harsh, Louis. We've got two decent goalkeepers. Wow. My girlfriend is very happy about that. I can't lie. This is one thing she said to me once. She was like, I'm very glad that she's like, I'll take this over that any day. That's what she did say to me. I personally, I don't know. I think it's grass is greener on both sides potentially. You know, it is what it is. Chalky. I was thinking about Chalky the other day. I was thinking about the move to Scotland the other day when I was in Ireland. I was having a deeps about it. What a guy. Good to see you. I don't know what a guy. Hope we win, Charlie. Fingers crossed. I hope we do too. With about 8 minutes to go. We've been going for about an hour at this point. 8 minutes till kickoff. So let's do it. Let's get to score prediction, shall we? It's time to lock those in. No more flipping. No more flopping. No more sitting on the fence. We have to go one way or the other. Let's get those score predictions locked in and locked down for the final time in the Premier League this season. Give me your score predictions. I'm going to go with I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to go 2-2. I don't know why that's calling me. But I'm going to go 2-2. Yeah. I'm seeing exciting. I'm seeing goals from them. I'm seeing goals from us. I reckon 2-2 personally. Might be a bit wild. But listen, for me today, it's all about performance. Obviously, result doesn't make a difference to us. Obviously, a result going into the final would be nice momentum builder. But as long as we can put in a good, solid performance today, then I'm going to be happy. I'm going to stick with 2-2. I've convinced myself by saying it enough. There are bells available today. There are a couple in the fridge. I'll make sure for the final we have stuff available. But for today specifically, there are bells available. If we so choose to go with them, if we feel like we need them. There's at least two, I think. So that'll be something to keep in the back of our minds. I've got brown hair, so it would look a bit weird if I suddenly rocked up with black hair. Do you know what? It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? As long as if I could do it gracefully, which is a bold with so much on my hair, I think that's kind of impossible. If I could do it gracefully, it's fine. Cresswell is needed for his leadership. We're hugely lacking on-field leaders. Will get worse when Deck leaves. Yeah, I agree with that, Dave. I do agree. We are going to have a serious think about leaders in this team next season. I mean, you're looking at the side, right? Cresswell's in there today. He's probably one of the leaders. Rice obviously is the captain. Outside of that, maybe Fabianski, maybe you could make an argument for Antonio, I guess. But realistically, there's not that many there. Sufal is potentially a leader, but he could potentially be going. You've got Ogbonna who could potentially be going. You've got Cresswell who could potentially be going. You've got Rice who could potentially be going. You've got Fabianski who could potentially be going. There's a lot of people who could potentially be out the door. Souček, captain for his country at times, he could potentially be going. There's a lot of people there who are leaders in this team, and a lot of the old guard who've been here for the longest time, who could all potentially be on their way out in one big go this summer, which is quite the concern, given the fact that, you know, we're also potentially, probably, almost certainly losing our club captain. There's gonna be a need for something next season. That's one of my bigger worries for next season, is that leadership structure, that core group of leaders will be gone, and we don't really have anyone, it feels like, to step up into their place. I mean, I wouldn't say anyone was. Cresswell is potentially probably the next natural club captain once Declan Rice leaves, but outside of that, we don't really have many, and it's no one who's like a standout obvious candidate, especially who's younger. And so we're going to have to be sort of looking into that and thinking about that going forward, because it is a little bit of concern. I can't lie, it is a little bit of concern. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions. We have a 3-1 from Leon, 3-1, 3-0, 3-3, 2-2, 2-1, 1-1, 3-2, 2-0, 2-1, 2-1 to the Mighty Hammers, 0-0, 10-0 to Knowlesy. I don't think he's playing, although why not? Get him on. 3-1, 2-2, 5-0, 3-0 to us. Come on, you Irons. 59 million nil to us, says Gav Dog, whereas Artel's gone with a 2-2 draw. We're talking about the fan park that we are running in conjunction with someone else. You'd have to ask Geo for the exact details. Check our Twitter, Hammers_chat on Twitter. We've probably spoken about it there. If you're a patron, we've definitely spoke about it on there. I don't know if there's even any tickets left for it, if I'm being honest, from the Hammers chat bit. I'm not certain. You'd have to look into it. Hammers_chat on Twitter would be the best place to look, probably. 3-1 win, 1-1, 2-3 to West Ham, 2-2 Leeds and Leicester to drop, hopefully no injuries. Ricky's dad says 2-0 West Ham, 4-2, 2-2, 0-0 injuries, couldn't care less about actual score. 4-1, no pressure on us here today, 2-2 again, hat-trick. Big PGAT. A big double and then an own goal. You love to see it. What do I think of Jamie Vardy? He's just past it, isn't he? He's just past it, isn't he? A wonderful player for a long time for a Premier League side. I was concerned he would be past it the season after. The season after their Premier League thing, we were linked with buying him for about 25 million. I was concerned that he was going to be past it then. I was like, you can't get a one-season wonder for that amount at that age, and it seemed like a sensible idea. And yet, listen, he's carried on for a long, long time, and at this point, I think his powers have just gone a little bit too long. But what a career he's had, let's be real about it. 3-1, 3-2 to Irons. It's true. It's true. I genuinely don't know. So I couldn't tell you whether or not. I just said, I don't know. They will be soon, AK. They will be soon, is what I'll say. Might not be instantaneously. Give the people in there, Ben, Ginger, the people who run that side of it, time. They'll get there. They'll get there. 2-1 to the Foxes. Glad we don't need the points. West Ham come from behind to win 2-2. 2-2 might feel like a win if we come from behind, to be fair. 1-1. 1-1 says West. Save your bells for the final. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will get new bells anyway. But at the same time, that's kind of maybe the vibe we're thinking. There's going to be a lot of thinking. I don't know where I'll be doing it from. I might be doing it from here. Like I said, there's that conversation about whether or not I could actually do one from the park. I doubt it very highly. I will almost certainly be doing one from here, though. It seems likely. But like I said, I have to have the conversation with Gio about it and figure out first. But there will be a watch along. I can guarantee you that there will be one here. I can guarantee you that. Or will be one. Maybe it's from here or whatever. I don't know. 2-1 to the Hammers. Mrs. thinks 3-1, says Thomas. Well, hope he misses us, right? Pizza for the final, 100% success rate. Can I get them delivered to the fan park? Is the question. Is the question on my mind. Can I get them delivered to the fan park? Go blonde? Scary to me. I also don't never get my hair cut that long. It's usually like, even my shortest is like that short, maybe. It's mad to me. As long as I go grey gracefully. I don't know. My granddad had long hair until the day he passed away. So, and he was like pushing 80 at that point. So I'm sort of, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. It's just a few moments until kickoff. There is a timer in the top right, which will tell you exactly how far behind you I am. Of course, me being in North Idaho, there's that slight YouTube delay on top of the, there's a slight YouTube delay. There's the North Idaho delay. There's all of that stuff. So I may be slightly behind you, but there is a timer in the top corner, which will tell you exactly how far behind you I am. Once more, thank you so much for watching. It's been a big season for us. It's been a long season for us. And there's only one game of the Premier League season left before that final. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, because we were the only West Ham channel who last season did a watch along every single game without fail. We've only missed once this year, and that's because I physically could not get out of bed. So if you haven't already, make sure to do all that and like the video while you're down there, because that helps us out a huge amount. The game will be kicking off in just a second on my screen. I'm desperately trying to pull up the North Idaho TV network to make it work. Thank you all for joining, and thank you all for a wonderful season together. You've made this season significantly more enjoyable than it would have been otherwise. I would say that than it would have been otherwise. This could have been a long and arduous season if it weren't for you lot being here. So thank you. It's very, very kind of you to have joined throughout all of these streams. There's going to be some loud error noises in a second, Jen. There's one. Oh, the North Idaho TV network is not going well. I'll tell you that much. Okay. We're there. We're there. Let's just hope for the best. Someone did say in the chat who it was. On my screen, it will be live in just a few seconds' time. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time in the Premier League in 2022-23, West Ham United against Leicester City, live from the King Power Stadium. Leicester to kick off. The teams take the knee before the game for the final time. Is that Leicester's new home kit? Am I mad? And there is kickoff. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things indeed. And we're underway. There was that untelevised. I remember. Yes, I was trying to remember what match that was the other day. 54. No wonder I'm tired. No wonder I'm tired. 54. 56 game, but you missed one. Yeah. Mad. I was going to go back and count. 54 watch-alongs. So if you're considering each one of them is probably like 2.5 hours of me at least. 54. That's loads. That's like 108 hours. Ball down the left-hand side for Leicester, trying to get their way into early. Flynn Downs as well to cut that one out. I struggled to find any. I'm not going to struggle to find any. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay up for it. I missed Thingy yesterday. I know, but I don't have Sky Sports, Dan. I don't have Sky Sports. I couldn't remember whether it was on Sky Sports or not, but I don't have Sky. I can't afford Sky Sports. So it's just not a thing I can do. But yeah, no, I missed. I tend not to watch the Saudi shows from WWE anyway, but I missed it last night. I saw the results, but I missed it. But I want to try and stay up for Double or Nothing. But it's going to be a bit of a peakery, can't I? How many bells this season? Unkind. That's a great question. I also wanted to try and figure out, but that would probably mean watching every single one back. You'd imagine at least 54. You'd imagine at least one a game, because there's been a couple of games where we've had 2 and there's been a couple where we've had no. Maybe not. Who knows? Feist and Evans passing it around at the back. Samar getting involved. Leicester trying to work their way forward. Let me change the bench to the actual teams as well. There we go. Antonio spinning, trying to get the ball forward. This is the first time. Oh, Bakaton, lovely done. It's the first time we've really had the ball in their half so far. Benrahma takes on his man, little step over. Castagna easily takes it away from him there, but it's going to be a corner to West Ham. Corner to West Ham regardless. Mikel Antonio standing on, I think that's Tielemans who's in between Iverson and him. Fornals to whip it in. That's front post. Can't quite make it work. Big hoof away from Leicester. Sufal just lays that one back to Lucas Fabianski. Iniacho charging him down. Big boot forward. That's what you want to do to Fabianski in that position. Just force him into those uncomfortable long boots. He's not the best passer you've ever seen in your life, so you want to force him into them if you can. Richard, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. I think so, Gabba. They might even have to win. I'm not sure. I should have looked this up before the game. I should have looked this up before the game. I don't even remember what it. See, I don't even remember who Tottenham. I don't remember who anyone's facing apart from us. My brain has been away all week, and I've not locked back in yet at all. I've not locked back in yet at all. Good interception there from Sufal. Tries to play it forward. Antonio does well. That little pass out to Fornals first time, but he manages to keep it in. Finds Paquetá. He's got Benrahma out wide. Poor pass from behind him. It was a bit of a difficult pass to make, but it wasn't very good. Let's be real. Benrahma maybe cuts inside on his right, looking to try and cross it, lays it short instead. Little triangle beginning to form between himself, Paquetá, and Benrahma. That's a nice through ball from Paquetá that time. Benrahma really easily dispossessed. Now Leicester can break. Big boot forward, looking for Harvey Barnes. Fabianski comes out and just intercepts that one strongly. Just gets it away. Well done from him now. Well done from him. They're facing Leeds. They're facing Leeds. Thank you. I couldn't remember who for the life. Oh, no, of course they're facing Leeds. I looked up Leeds as... yes, no, that makes sense now. I'm off the ball, man. I'm off the ball. I can't lie. Hooked away from West Ham. It's going to be a throw to Leicester on the right-hand side. That makes more sense now. Thank you. Sorry, I'm away with the birdies. I've got a sneaking suspicion he might stay, you know. I don't know. I saw the other two were talking about him, but I didn't hear the beginning, so I don't know if there's ever been any news about him going or staying or if he's gone or whatever. I don't know if there's any story. All I know is that personally, I think I've got a sneaking suspicion he might stay. And for my Leeds supporting friends, for Stu and the rest of the people at the Disabled team, for Stu, for Lee, for Big Mally, even Big Mally, I really hope that's not true for their sakes, but I've got a sneaking suspicion it might happen. Leicester currently passing it around in their area are sort of making a show, pressing it. Johnny Evans with it more piece of control there, sort of making a little show of putting it a little bit chasing about. Feist finds Evans. Back to Feist again. They're just passing it between themselves. We're not committing too hard to the press. We were sort of just cutting the passing lanes, but not really gunning for it too much. Nice pass through there. Looking for Iniacho. Good interception there from Aged. Poor, scary pass out to Cresswell. Forces our Leicester press. Thankfully, it goes out for our throw, which is probably quite a bad thing, seeing how terrible we are from them. But just it was a nice interception from Aged, but followed by a very lackadaisical pass. Paquetá does well just to cut that one down. Cresswell trying to stop that one. Can't quite make it happen. Maddison lays it inwards. And Dewsbury Hall just trying to flick it through. Can't make it work. It's going to be a goal kick. And take that. Just loads of people staying, according to Mice. Mice wants more to stay. There you go. There's your boy Morgan in the crowd. Yeah, I'm not keen. I'm not keen. I can't lie. I can't act like I enjoy it. I enjoy him. No, we don't. But it'd be nice. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice. Flick forward by Soufal, booted forward. It's going to be a throw into West Ham deep. I'm just sort of accepting it, you know. I'm just sort of accepting it. If I can just like, you know, if I can just find a way for it to look okay. To be fair, I've never made my hair look okay anyway. That's the problem here. Is I've never been someone who does anything with their hair at all. I wash it, I condition it, and that's so I've only just started conditioning it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was the beginning of the pandemic. I started conditioning my hair, and I'll tell you what, that was a game-changing moment in my life. I just wash it, and it's just is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't even cut it in a specific way, so as long as it's just all right, it'd be fine. West Ham going forward well on the left-hand side, trying to find a bit of space. Short, Benrahma, Cresswell, they're sort of working it around on the left-hand side. It's not quite doing anything for us. We've decided to slowly but surely begin the horseshoe. We've worked our way up to the left, and then we're going to work our way all the way up the right-hand side like that. Big skip forward, and apparently a cross-field pass, I assume from Declan Rice, went out for a throw. I'll say Newcastle 1, Chelsea 0. Chelsea. The downfall. What a downfall that is. It's just awful, isn't it? just spectacular. I mean, they went and spent all that money in it. I mean, if there ever was a good example of spending too much money in it and not working, it's that. I mean, just spend all the money and then you put Frank Lampard in charge. What are you doing? Oh, that's poor from West Ham. Barnes almost through. Soufal covers well. Good work, Soufal there, just to cover that one. It's like buying a Lamborghini and putting me in control. I can't drive. I can drive in like racing games, like Gran Turismo, Forza Horizon. Oh, I'm all over it. I drive in all over the shop, right? I'm a great driver. Race Driver Grid, the original on the PS3, demon at driving. Demon at it. But you don't put me in a flipping Lamborghini, right? Lampard could be a great manager on Football Manager or whatever. He's not in real life. Oh, Paquetá, Antonio Paquetá, nice ball forward for Saïd Benrahma, furthest man forward on the left-hand side, looking to try and cut in onto his right. He leaves it a little bit long, lays it short to Rice. Fornals now, who is on that right-hand side, by the way. Crossing, hits the first man, regains control of it. He's got Soufal on the overlap. He tends to ping the ball in, and Fice just comes across and knocks it away for a throw-in, and in a very advanced position for West Ham. Trying to ping him on the counter-attack. It's doing relatively okay with the counter so far. We need Arsenal, us, and Newcastle to win to get okay. Yeah, of course, because we can skip over Chelsea, of course. So them losing is actually beautiful. That, you know, is what it is. It's suspected. It sucks, but it is what it is. Right. So we need. Okay. I'm starting to lock in. I'm starting to lock into the permutations now. We're getting there now. It wasn't there before, but we're getting there a little bit. Paquetá doing well there. Paquetá's having a good game so far. He's getting involved heavily. He's running the show. He's doing good stuff. They short into Flynn Downs, who passes it back. Well, shout out Arnie Doris. Do you know what I mean? I would say that she has a terrible taste, but I respect it and I am appreciative. Shout out Auntie Doris, my G. not the response that anyone would probably give to that question, apart from me, to say my G. It's like, my G, Auntie Doris, big ups, big ups. Can we get a big ups, Auntie Doris, in the chat, please? I agree. I never played any. Well, that's a lie. You know, they did that shot from range drag wide from Lucas Paquetá can be a goal kick. Do you remember that? They did that re-release one that was called like Grid recently. I think it might have just been called Grid. I don't even think it was called Race Drive. I think it was just called Grid that they did recently. And I bought that because I was like, I really wanted the original Grid again because I never played any of the other ones. I played like the demo of Grid 2 and it just wasn't vibing it for me or whatever. And it just wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't hit the same way. I don't know why it just didn't hit the same way. But I was looking at Grid Legends, and I think I have access to Grid Legends on like Game Pass or on PlayStation Plus or something somehow. And I'm tempted to just go back in and disappoint myself again. But I agree with you. The first one is Race Driver Grid, really good. The rest of them, I don't know. But I do like a sim racer as well. I'm terrible at the hardcore sim ones, but the slightly lighter ones I do love. Harvey Barnes in the area. Kara gets his touch to it, hit from range. From Iñárritu, can't really get any sort of strong connection on it. It dribbles wide. Good ball out there to Harvey Barnes, who cuts not even Harvey Barnes to Dewsbury Hall. Lays it short into Harvey Barnes. Just Kara stabbing his foot out. Can't quite get anything on it. He gets a touch away on it, to be fair, but nothing more. Ends up bouncing about foot of Iñárritu, who drags it well wide. Chelsea and Wolves, we go to right. I need to get back in. We get it. We're slowly becoming more. Oh, that's a great ball over the top for Iñárritu, and I tell you what, again does really, really well there to come away with the ball at his feet. Plays a really nice forward pass to Paquetá up the field. Nicely done out wow to Mikel Antonio. He's got Cyber on the inside. He's going to go for shot. Palmed away from Iverson. It was not a bad shot, but it wasn't great. Perfect height for the goalkeeper. Not far enough away. But creating that opportunity is nice. And the Leicester looking to try and counter-attack doesn't quite make it work. Yes, Dan. Strongly agree, HD. Strongly agree. Iñárritu gets the control from the long ball and again, just controls it away from him so nicely. Yeah, Grid Legends is the new one where it has like a whole story and like all that stuff. And it's because I like the story of the Need for Speeds. Like they're so dumb, but I kind of just I live for it. Well, at least Need for Speed, the one that was it just called Need for Speed as well? I hate the way they do this. They make new ones, but they call it the same as the old one. So you have to be the one that came out in like 2016, 17, the new Need for Speed game. That one, like that kind of level story. I kind of just love a Need for Speed story. I can't lie. And it screamed that to me, Grid Legends, which was the newer one. Thank you, Doris. Thank you. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Like I say, should probably get on Spectators. I can't lie, but very kind of you. It's looking okay, Ionix. It's looking okay. We're not playing too badly so far. Leicester aren't running all over us by any stretch of imaginations. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. If we could get above Chelsea, that would be hilarious. That's probably why it's in my brain. I need to make sure I claim that if I haven't already, because I've got the vibe for it right now. I've very much got the vibe for it right now. That's probably why it's in my brain at the moment. My time is skipping all over the shop. There we go. Oh, big P. The only racing game I played on Dreamcast to any significant extent is Crazy Taxi, if we're being honest about it. Yeah. I know that. Oh, this is I'm having a bad time. The North Idaho TV network is doing a madness right now. I can't lie. We're gonna try and see if we can change the channel. So that's just gone. Okay. We're back. Let's do. Big clip forward. Paqueta trying to get a nod on, can't quite manage it. Leicester come again. Harvey Barnes charging down, lays it out to James Maddison, trying to find a bit of space on that right-hand side, cuts inside, plays it back out on the overlap to Samare, looking to try and play it in, crossed in, headed away from Tilo Kehrer. Maybe a little bit too calmly from us there, and we managed to get the ball forward to Mikel Antonio, who battles with Fies. And a foul, supposedly. Is that the one that was like, yeah, I remember it. It was Crossroads? Was it called Crossroads? Was that the subtitle of it? Crossroads? I don't know why I've got Crossroads in my head. Crazy Taxi is so good. I could play Crazy Taxi. I own Crazy Taxi on at least 3 different consoles, and I would buy it again. I love Crazy Taxi. And I'm not great at it, but I love it. I bought Crazy Taxi on my iPhone back in the day in like 2012. You know, I love Crazy Taxi. Played out wide to the left-hand side for Aaron Cresswell on the ball. Short to Ben Rama. They're passing it around comfortably, West Ham. Trying to find our way forward. Can't quite manage it. Trying to hook it into the path of Mikel Antonio, who shoots. Oh, it's 4 now. He shoots early. Don't know why he was. I expected it for Mikel Antonio to be in that position, but ball gets played forward quickly from Vladimir Soufal with his weak foot as well. Just hook it into that position. Left foot. And 4 now, so a snap volley, snap first time shot, less than a volley. Pulled wide. Leicester can move from there. It's not bad either, Stephen, to be fair. It's not bad. Yes. Simpsons Road Rage. Simpsons Road Rage, very good. As was Hit and Run. Hit and Run, obviously an absolute classic. Hit and Run, an absolute classic. They did all right on the PS2 Simpsons. By just copying everyone. Oh, good stuff there by Flynn Downs. Takes the ball away strongly. Ben Rama looking forward, cuts inside, looking to try and find Mikel Antonio, who hits it well over first time, but beginning to get a little bit more into this game, beginning to create some chances now. Leicester committing a lot of people forward. Obviously, they need the win. They want to get a goal here. And we're starting to just find a little bit of spaces. The counter-attack is good. Mikel Antonio arriving late, leant back, opens up his body, just powers it very highly. He did really well in the build-up to that. He did really well in the build-up. It was Crossroads, wasn't it? I don't know why in the back of my head I had that knowledge of Crossroads, but yeah. I remember the announcement for it. I'm thinking, oh, that could be, if they just do set piece stupidity, then this could do something, right? Didn't do anything. Stay solidly away from it. Twister, there are links, my friends. If you're looking for a way to watch the game, that's the wrong button I need to press. Hang on. Then there are definitely ways you can watch it, my friend. If you just scroll down to the link in the description below, there's a bit there called join our Discord, completely free to join. West Ham, Hammers Chat, community, fans, all clubs welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down the left-hand side, there's a bit called stream links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. I'm gonna have to do like a fake warm-up stream the day before the final or something, just to get into the flow of these things again, you know. Oh, good turn by Flynn Downs there as well. Pass outwards, he wins a foul. Good work, Flynn Downs. That's nicely done. It feels that way, so it feels that way, Sumo, doesn't it? It feels that way, Sumo, doesn't it? I should probably get some sort of like. I should probably. Fulham have scored. Driver on the PlayStation 1 with the impossible tutorial in the car park, which they got rid of for the second game because it was impossible. Because you had like a list of things to check off, and it was just a nightmare. Well, at least it was when I was a kid. At least it was when I was a kid. It was just a nightmare. Also, yeah, I know my internet's going a bit mad right now. I'm trying to. When I changed channels on the North Idaho TV network, when I did that, for some reason, it just went completely mad. It went completely mad. Let's see if I can. Can I pull up the things on my phone? But all the Burnout games are great, though, to be fair. All the Burnout games are great. Fallout, not a racing game, but also a great series. I'm playing Fallout 4 at the moment. But Burnout, all the Burnout games are so good. Red Dead Redemption, bangers. Red State Redemption, don't know, but Red Dead Redemptions are all bangers. Even that first one seems fun, although I've never played it. As in Red Dead Revolver, as opposed to Redemption. I'm trying to just give me. No. Just give me the scores. That's all I want. I've accidentally opened up the West Ham Wikipedia page. Don't need that. West Ham playing it down around the back at the moment. Declan Rice pings it forward. Nicely done. Paquetá first time turns and flicks it forward. Lovely stuff. Looking for Mikel Antonio. Can't quite get anything onto it. A little bit of awkwardness from Leicester. Castagna puts himself in trouble against Benrahma. Manages to find a pass outwards quite nicely to Maddison, however. And Leicester can now work their way forward. They want to go quicker than this. That's it. They're sprinting forward now, Leicester. This is what they want to do. Slowed it down and pass it back again. Yeah, I've not been playing Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't play Breath of the Wild. Zelda is just one of those series I've just never managed to get into, and I don't know how. Shot from range from Leicester. Harvey Barnes straight into the hands of Fabianski. Build-up wasn't bad, to be fair. They flicked it around quite nicely. Iniacho just controls it a little bit, lays it back for Barnes, whose shot was directly, basically, at Fabianski. It's quite easy. They've got into Zelda, and I don't know why. I know Adam Frank was playing Tears of the Kingdom. He's telling me how much he loves it, which is very annoying. I don't like him having fun at the best of times, let alone in front of my face. Benrahma plays out wide to Fornals on the right-hand side. He's sort of come central. Can't quite get the cross, Pablo. We're still in that corner quadrant on the right-hand side. We decided to go backwards with it. Opening 25 minutes hasn't been too bad. Hasn't been too bad, my trustworthy friend. I hope you will. Hasn't been too bad. We've created some chances. The rest of the game was great, but that tutorial was impossible. That tutorial was a nightmare. I really struggled with it. But the rest of the game, I really like Driver Series in general, if I'm being honest. And the last one, Driver San Francisco, criminally underrated. Driver San Francisco. It's been all right opening 25 minutes. Not being incredible. We've certainly not stopped them from being okay. They've created a couple of long shot chances, but nothing really too strong. On top of that, we've created a couple of long shot chances, but nothing too strong. I don't think either side have been better than the other, I would say, so far. But it certainly feels like if a goal's going to come, it might be for us. Benrahma taking a shot from range for some reason. Fornals lays it short. So Foul pulls it back across someone there. Maybe it could have gone in, but Faust clears it away. I don't know. It's been okay. It's been all right. Rest of the scores if you're interested, because I've got them up now. Arsenal are winning. Arsenal 2, Wolves 0. Aston Villa 1, Brighton 0. Brentford 0. Man City 0. Chelsea 0. Newcastle 1, which is a big one for us. Crystal Palace 0. Apparently, Everton Arsenal have gone 3-0 up. Villa have gone 2-0 up, apparently. You love to see it. Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 0, Bournemouth 0, Leeds 0, Tottenham 1, Leicester 0, West Ham 0, obviously. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1, and Southampton 1, Liverpool 2. So we're looking for a Chelsea loss. Apparently Chelsea have just scored as well. That's what we're looking for today. We're looking for a Chelsea loss. If we can get that, then we're on a grand old time. Kieran Trippier has just scored an own goal. Big ball in. Iniacho can't quite get the control. He does. Works it, hits it. Oh my God, that was close. Bloody hell. The control looked a little bit awkward for me for some reason for the first chance, but for some reason he managed to get it. I don't know why, but he manages to get it down and pulls it across little, I think 1-2. The crossing is really deep. He does really well to keep it in. Quick 1-2, puts it onto his stronger foot there, Iniacho, cuts inside a slightly better angle, and it steams over a big, big hit. Big chance from Iniacho. Can't get it on target. It's over. Yeah, so Trippier has just scored an own goal, which means it's now Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1. Southampton is now 2-2. Southampton 2-2 now. I've got the BBC Live updates on my phone right now. I don't know if you can see this. It just says Southampton 2, Liverpool 0. Silly game. So there you go. That's a vibe over there. Castagna on the right-hand side. Leicester in full force, full flow now. Maddison. He's got some options out on the left-hand side. He decides to take it, plays it out to Barnes. Looking to try and take on Vladimir Soufal. Can't quite manage it. Good tackle, Vladimir Soufal. Very nice tackle. Paquetá now coming away with the ball. Maddison goes flying in. Referee says no foul, apparently. Lucas Paquetá is annoyed by it. I'm not exactly buzzing. Leicester are really looking good here. Lay it inside, shot from range, well over. Edge of the area, Dewsbury Hall collects it on an awkward angle and plays it in. The crowd are firing up here for Leicester. Paquetá, I've pressed the button. Paquetá got the ball there, played it away. Leicester thought it was a foul. So did Paquetá. I felt like Paquetá was fouled there, I'll be honest with you. But played in, and it's just Dewsbury Hall with a big hit over the top. Big boot forward looking for Antonio. We've not really got anything apart from the counter today. And the counter's been okay, but we don't really have anything else apart from it. Played forward by Flynn Downs, finds Mikel Antonio. Trying to find a way forward down that right-hand side. Pulls it into not a bad position, but we just don't have the options in there. And it's hoofed away. Kera just pulling it, battling for it. And Soufal comes and nips it in. We take that. Harvey Barnes is an interesting one. Harvey Barnes is the Murray Grove could be. Harvey Barnes is an interesting one. Price-wise, I don't know what I would price Harvey Barnes at, if I'm being honest. I've seen the sort of 30 mil, the 50 mil figure being floated around if they stay up and less if they go down. I don't know how into Harvey Barnes I am in general. I need to listen to more people talk about him who are smarter than me because I haven't watched enough of Leicester this week to this season to really figure it out. It's fair enough, isn't it? It's fair enough. I respect it. Not me. Not me. Robbie's asking for a bell. Maddison digs it in. Dewsbury Hall goes down way too easily there. Dewsbury Hall maybe could have battled for that one. Might have been able to beat Soufal in the air if you're being honest about it, but just sort of crumbles. A bit like one of those little wooden... I don't know if you remember these. Is this just a Charlie thing? I don't know. There was these little wooden like stick figure men that would be on a wooden plinth, and you could push up the bottom of the wooden plinth, and then they'd go and like crumble inwards on each other. That's what he did then. He did a crumble. It's a reference no one will get apart from me. But still. Flynn Downs finds Declan Rice. He's doing okay today, Flynn. Again, I think this is the right scenario. And, you know, you look at... I've heard a lot about Matt Grimes being the more, let's say, adventurous of the two when they were playing at Swansea together. And I think it makes sense. You know, you put him in a scenario with Declan Rice, who can sort of be the driving force of the team. You put him next to Souček, where he has to be the sitter. It doesn't really make sense. Big boot forward. Boos from the crowd as Iniacho makes foul. If how do I word this? If David Moyes stays, then I think it's imperative that we keep Antonio. Because I think realistically with Mikel Antonio and Declan Moyes and David Moyes, it just works too well together. And I think you just keep that there. If we get a different manager, then I'd be a bit more open to it. Although I think it'd be a bit difficult to make that argument if we're being fair. But you have to keep him if David Moyes stays, in my opinion. You have to keep him big boot forward, not really going anywhere for West Ham. Leicester can come away with it, very annoyingly. Don't know. We're doing okay on the counter, but we just don't really have anything apart from it. And actually, over the last 5 minutes, that's sort of dampened quite a lot. Over the last 5-10 minutes, we've sort of dampened that effect quite a lot. Leicester have just been looking good, and the crowd are very up for it at this stage. The crowd seem really up for it. Played in all nice 1-2 with Iniacho. Harvey Barnes slots it away. It's 1-0 to Leicester. We just slotted it. It was a nice 1-2 with Iniacho just coming forward. I was looking at the positioning of the players as it came forward because it felt like there was some danger down that left-hand side. And Harvey Barnes slots it into Iniacho, whose pass backwards is really nice. Little flick through is really nice. And he just opens up his body, slots it into that bottom corner. It's really well done, you have to say, from Leicester. Just opened us up really way too easily. Picks it up wide on the left-hand side, cuts inside. A beautiful first-time pass from Iniacho, just completely through everyone. Just bad defending, but a very nice move from Leicester. Cut us open, and a really nice finish from Harvey Barnes. A really, really nice finish from Harvey Barnes. 1-0 Leicester, 35 minutes in. 35 minutes in. Let's change the score. It's felt like it's been coming, hasn't it? If we're being honest, it's like over the last 5-10 minutes, it's felt like it's been coming. They've gotten more into the game. They've gotten more active. They've gotten more heightened. All of that. It's just sort of been a lot more where we just haven't had it, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Partly, I think you could pick out quite a few players there, to be fair. I think you could pick out quite a few players there, to be fair. There was just a lot of lostness. A lot of lostness. We are back in that situation. Leicester are now out of the relegation zone. It's Everton and Leeds currently going down. Currently going down. It does feel very aimless right now. I can't lie. Big. I've eaten a lot of sugary things today. Like I ate next to nothing for most of the day, and then all of a sudden I just shoved a load of sugar in my mouth, and my body is feeling the consequences of that. I had like a half a pack of bourbon creams and like some Battenberg in about a space of 5 minutes. It was bad. Leicester comes steaming forward again down the left-hand side. Listen, if anyone was going to score, it was going to be Harvey Barnes today. Shot from range from Madison's dragged well wide. If anyone was going to score today, it was going to be Harvey Barnes, wasn't it? Against us, given all the rumours recently, it just adds up, doesn't it? It just adds up. That's pretty good. I don't know who came up with that. Ionix, if it was you, big. I don't know who came up with that, but yeah. They are all of a sudden very much on us. Like very much on us. Not ideally. I don't know. It's been a bit of a stress. Last 5-10 minutes, last 10 minutes or so, they've sort of been gaining, and now all of a sudden they just feel all over us. It's a really nice finish from Harvey Barnes. Under a lot of pressure, just opens his body up, slots it back. I had an incredible fish and chips while I was away. Unreal fish and chips. Iniacho into the path of Madison, who fluffs his lines majorly. The fact they managed to get a corner out of what was some awful play from James Maddison there is slightly a surprise, but they do indeed have a corner. I had some awesome fish and chips in Belfast, to tell you that much. Oh, if you're in Belfast, right? If any of you are in Belfast, there's this place called Daisy's or Cocature. It's like a hot chocolate shop, a chocolate shop that does like a hot chocolate. It's like underground somewhere. It's so good. I went there on Friday. Last thing we did in Belfast. Oh my, before flying pack. Big Daisy's, shout out, not sponsored, just shout out because if you're in Belfast, get there, bro. Anyway, whipped into the box from the corner and they let it short. Then it's whipped in, nodded away easily from Naya Figuered. I don't think we're playing crap, Joe, but I think the last 10 minutes have been, as Martin said, we've just been bashed about. We've just been absolutely bashed about in the last 10 minutes. I don't think we've necessarily played crap, but the last 10 minutes we just booting it aimlessly up the pitch. We're like pinned directly back. We're effing ourselves there. Fish and chips was in a separate place. The hot chocolate place is Daisy's called I think it's called Daisy's or Cocature. I can't remember which one. I can't remember what street it's on, but it's underground. It's great. The fish and chips was from a place called, I think it was like a pub food type place called, I think, the Thirsty Goat. I think it was called the Thirsty Goat. I can't remember. That banged. I don't know if it always bangs, but that banged. I can tell you that much for free. See, I disagree with that as well, Jeff, because frankly, Paquetá turned up, right? I think the bigger thing is if we don't have European football next year, then they'll struggle to attract the sort of players that we would want to keep, that we would want to sell even. I think we would struggle with that if we weren't in the Europa League next season, if we didn't have European football. I think although having a different manager would help, don't get me wrong, having a different manager would significantly help in that instance. I think specifically Moyes, I don't think Moyes is necessarily a problem at attracting players because, simply put, we have done it last summer. But I think that's a larger problem. I think we just have a larger problem with recruitment at West Ham. Spoke to Jack Elderton from Analytics United, analyticsunited.co.uk, at Jack Elderton on Twitter. Follow him. He's an incredible person. About this long and hard. We were talking about just how bad our recruitment has been, and I think that's a very large thing. They keep cutting. They love cutting to this one guy with a radio to his ear. They just keep cutting to this one guy. What a four from Samir. Rice cuts that one out. No foul, says the ref. Downs on Maddison. Oh, that's Dewsbury Hall going in a bit rough there. Going in a little bit rough there. This game is getting a little bit. This game's getting a little bit in danger of getting away from the ref here. There's been some. Declan Rice is fuming. Declan Rice got up. The referee called something. I'm not sure what he called, and Declan Rice stood up like a shot and started screaming at the ref. Now Iniacho and Declan Rice are having a go at each other. There was a couple of harsh challenges, all went in a row there. Looking back at the Declan Rice Iniacho one, I don't think there's any problem with that whatsoever. I don't think there's any problem from either side on that one. You know? Like, don't get me wrong, Iniacho gets caught underneath it, but both go in for it. Declan Rice lunges for it. But I don't see what's the difference between that and any of the other challenges that happened around it. There was a couple of very rash, and in fact, if anything, I'll be honest with you, I think the challenges around it were more rash. I think that could have been a situation in which Iniacho got hurt, and you'd never want to see that because his foot gets trapped underneath Declan Rice, who goes in. But Declan Rice doesn't go in, studs up or anything. He gets the ball away, and then both of his legs are bent back, and I think it's okay, but it's what it is. Oh, I just eat whatever's in front of me, mate. Whatever's in front of me, I'll put in my mouth. That's my thing. That's my thing. When I was talking to you about earlier, right? It's like I'll quite happily at the beginning of lockdown for the first 5 months of lockdown or something. The first from March from April until October-ish. I was vegetarian that entire time, not out of choice, just out of situation, right? But I've always just eaten vegetarian food. I don't see a problem with it. Tillman's whipped in, nodded away from Antonio. I can't get it. Oh, so I'll just eat anything. I'll be honest. I'll just eat whatever's in front of me. I ain't fussed. If it's nice tasting, it's going in my mouth. To be fair, if it's crap tasting, it's going in my mouth. Big whack. Big vibes. Big vibes. Until a ghost touches me. Then whoop, like that. I'll fold inwards like that. Like that. That'd be a better way of describing it. Antonio does well there. Controls the ball, tries to get us forward. Cresswell. Benrahma keeps drifting really far inwards. Like really, really far inwards. McIntyre holding his foot a little bit was a bit concerning there. Whipped in, headed away from Johnny Evans. We keep going on this counter-attack, and Benrahma finds himself just really, really far inwards. And there's nothing on the left-hand side. Antonio ends up drifting out that way. And yeah, really well there. We'll keep it going. And Juice instantly dispossessed from Sufal. I think Sufal's having a decent game. But Iniesta does really well just to hold on there. What else did I put? I feel like there's people. I feel like I haven't put. First of all, I don't know if I shouted out Swindon Hammer in Italy. Thank you very much for the $2.99. I don't know if I shouted you out. I don't know if I shouted out GP either. Thank you very much. Red Heat on Amiga. Is there a game called Red Heat on the Amiga? I've never played an Amiga game. Isn't that mad? Isn't that mad? I feel like I should have. It's just a big gap in knowledge. I don't know if I shouted either of you out. Thank you very much. I also don't know if I put any of you in the thing, so I'll put you in now. I didn't even put Dave in. Jeez, I'm so far behind with this. 1 minute of stoppage time almost over. I'll tell you what, I'll do it at half time. I'll do it at half time in Geo's here. Geo's going to be here in a minute. Everyone act like everyone's going to rush. My thing has skipped a full minute somehow. I don't know how that's happened, but it has skipped a full minute. Dan, did I not shout you out? Dan, shout out, Dan. You all right, Dan? I hope you're well, bro. I hope you're well. I feel like that half was crap. I don't know. The thing is, for the first 25 minutes, I thought sort of okay-ish, I guess. I don't know. I don't think we were that bad. I think we were doing okay. I don't think we were creating enough. We were effective on counter specifically. When we were finding Mikel Antonio and he was able to hold up the ball, we were able to create bits and pieces. But they started to find a lot of joy and the crowd got up for it. And from about 25 minutes onwards, it was all them. It was all them. And we were just sort of holding on for dear lives. And the counter-attack was really, really ineffective. I've not been a fan of Benrahma moving so centrally. I don't know if that's part of it, but I've noticed it more and more as the half has gone on. Benrahma has been drifting into this mega central position, like really, really central. And Mikel Antonio is then drifting out onto the left. And it's not really helped us. It's created a bit of space down that left-hand side, but it's not really done anything for it. I don't know. There's just not a lot of... It's just not a lot of going on. I haven't played Commodore 64 either. That's another thing. But yeah, I don't know. There are signs from that half that are positive. There are signs from that half that we can get something from this game. But the last 20 minutes or so, you have to say, have been all Leicester, and deservedly so. And we've not really shown the ability to do basically anything. Which is a big concern going into the final. But it is one of those games where, they have everything to gain, Geo, and we have nothing to gain. They have everything to fight for, whether it be, in terms of like staying up, getting a move, whatever it is, they have everything to fight for. We have nothing. Having said that, I'm still not buzzing about it,
I'm not that bothered, Charlie. At this point, I'm more concerned with getting Antonio and Rice off the pitch. Rice in particular, he's had a couple of... That one from Somali was a bit naughty, and then the Iheanacho one, it was just a collision of shins. It's not the end of the world, but he's getting worked up as well, Declan. So I don't want him doing anything stupid that's going to injure himself. So I'd get them two off. And then I think Antonio's been shocking today. He's been pretty poor up front. Some of the times his hold-up play is usually one of the best aspects of his game. I think he's been pretty poor at that today. So, which I'm not that arsed about. Get him and Rice off. Probably put Cornet on up front and probably Lanzini in midfield or something.
Yeah, I think Antonio was okay near the beginning, but I think it's just got worse. I don't know. I just think in general, last 20 minutes, we've had nothing going forward. That's my concern. I just care about performance today. I really can give a crap about the result. I just care about the performance. And in the first 25 minutes, I felt like we were able to counterattack relatively effectively. We weren't creating much out of it, but they weren't really creating anything at the time. Then last 20 minutes, they've had everything, and all we've done is just sort of boot it. Just sort of boot it clear. And it's not like counterattack booting it towards Antonio to do something. No, we're just booting it clear. And that's the thing that's kind of disappointing for me to see, because I'm like, okay, have we got anything? Because again, like you said, I really don't care about the result. It's just the performance I care about.
It's hard to. I think we've been really poor. It's not entertaining. It's not enjoyable. There's very few positive things for us today in that first half. Let's be honest. Cresswell's playing poorly at left back. Aguerd still panics every time a ball comes over the top of his head, as if it's like a bomb of some sort. Rice looks frustrated. Paqueta's had some okay passes. Fornals doesn't look very good. I think Benrahma's probably been our brighter player, to be honest with you. But it's all just a bit meh, Charlie.
Fair enough. I can't say I disagree. I shall be back in a few moments, Gio.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you very much. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Stockman says hook Antonio and Fornals at halftime. I would leave Fornals on, honestly. Just given the 90 minutes, there's no point in taking Fornals off. I know he's not playing well, by the way. I'm not saying leave him on because he's playing well. I'm saying leave him on because there's other players to come off the pitch before him. Antonio, Rice, Paqueta. You can make an argument for Aguerd or Cresswell or Soufal, whatever. You can make an argument for other players. I would just leave Fornals on for 90 minutes. I think there's a lot to benefit from that, and there's not that much to sort of impact us. Hamas says both teams have been poor. Leicester just wanted a little bit more. They're actually moving the ball. Ian says he's not concerned about today, but next season's very worrying. Fornals and Downs have been poor. Yarmolenko says Kerr has played well. He's done fine, actually. Trini says players don't seem to have pride. We might not need to win, but we should at least put in effort. We currently are not. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because of the final. I will. I'll give them. I'm like Leslie here. Barbecue Leslie. Leslie says poor half, but we've got one eye on the final, and I completely forgive any player for doing that. By the way, I can't blame them. I've got one eye. I've got two eyes on Prague, actually. This one's not that bothered about it. So I'm just watching it. I can't imagine what it's like to be a player. So I can forgive them. Gary said Downs needs to go. Chris said the girls have been a disappointment. Dan doesn't think we're playing very well. Talis says take off Antonio, Rice and Paqueta. Gav says get Rice off. He's getting frustrated. I agree with that one. I wouldn't leave Rice on any longer. We've had a little bit of a warning with the Samari tackle. Then Rice went into Iheanacho, and it shouldn't have been a free kick. But my point is, they still collided. It's two warning signs with Declan Rice, and he's getting really wound up, which is just unnecessary. Just take him off before he goes and does something. Now, say if he gets booked or sent off, it doesn't matter. But he might cause himself an injury if he does something stupid. Richard, no, Mubama is not on the bench. Let me put the bench up for you, actually. There you go. That's the West Ham bench for you on the screen now. Alan says, finding it hard to care about today, but I do want Leicester down to increase our chances of signing Harvey Barnes. Yeah, I can't disagree with that, to be fair. I like Barnes a lot. You just know that, so I'm not going to complain. Vicky's dad says Leicester are playing for survival. Our season finished next week. He's not arsed about performance, just injuries. I get what you meant, by the way. I'm just winding you up. Derek said they're playing like a team with one eye on a final. That's when injuries occur. James says, Fornals anonymous on the right, which we all expected. Move him into middle and get Bowen on. I wouldn't take him on. I would move Bowen, but bring on Cornet. Get Cornet on the pitch before him. Scarborough says, just in the mindset of these players, do you think they're that bothered about this game? Pete says we're going to come out and we're going to batter Leicester and we're going to win 2-1. Jose says we need to think that Fiorentina is watching us, so we don't need to give too much weight. That's an excellent point as well. Just play out, good training, run out for our defence. We can't give much away on the other front. I think that's a very good. I think that's a fair point. Malik doesn't care. Watching this game is worrying about the future. I think if you give the first one, I think you've got to give the second as well, Malik. I think if you're going to accept that we don't care about the game and the players as well, by the way, I think you've got to then discard that in relation to the future. Pardon me. But what I will say is you can use what you've seen already this season to get you worried about next season. I agree with that part. Paul says loves Rice, but if true, he's pissed off he's chosen Arsenal. They will never. Well, we don't know if he's going there yet. We'll have to wait and see. But I appreciate the sentiment. I'd rather he doesn't go to Arsenal myself as well. Chill says Downs has been undone by not being game fit, where he hasn't played any games this season. Tingle said get Rice off as well. Peter says it does matter if Rice gets sent off. Will be down to you know what I meant. I meant in relation to the Conference League final. If Rice gets sent off today, it doesn't impact his availability for the final. It's just purely down to Rice potentially getting injured. JP, do I think Celtic beating Aberdeen 5-0 is a bit pathetic? It's a bit frustrating, but Aberdeen finished third. They got third last week. They weren't arsed about the game. They should have done a little bit more, granted, but it's a bit like us today. We're not that bothered. Paul says, look on the bright side, Everton could go down. Cockney says, we're asleep and Downs is on the beach. Joshua says his fantasy league is getting shafted. Yeah, mine's not doing too well today. James, whatever his second name is, might be nicking me. I've been top of the Hammers Chat Fantasy League Patron League. I've been top for quite a while now, a couple of months. All season, I've been lingering in 5th position. In the last month or two, I've gone to top and I've stayed top. But yeah, I'm not racking up much points today. The only points I'm getting so far is Harry Kane, because I heard a couple of hours before the lineups came out that Haaland was benched. So I swapped Haaland for Harry Kane and captained him, so he's got the goal against Leeds, so that's a good start, but that's about it. That's the only thing that's happening for me so far. Chippy says Leicester always causes problems when they perfect that close passing and quick movement around the ball. It was a really good goal, wasn't it? By Leicester. It was a really, really good goal. Flag says chill out everyone, give our boys a break for once. Mate, I think you're misjudging the live chat. I think everybody is chilled out, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think 90% of people are of the mindset that it doesn't really matter. There's always going to be people a bit wound up, which I understand, but I think you've misjudged it. Trini says if you don't commit to the game and the physicality, that's when you get injuries. Paul would like to see Ings, Konate and Lanzini on. I agree. Get the 3 players on that won't be playing in the final, essentially. So Richard just agreeing. Basically, someone said that we need to give the players a break, and I'm just saying the chat. Nobody's that bothered. I don't know what he's reading.
Yeah, I just think get the people off, right? There's no point. I think the whole reason I would
have been here when we got smashed 5-1 by Newcastle.
Yes, or many other games, many other games. I think the I would have started all the players who would have played in the final because marginal gains and getting them all playing together and keeping that sort of rhythm of everyone together is good. But if you're not going to do that, then there's no real point of keeping anyone on. You might as well just, at this point, just get the key players off. Like you say, get Rice off, get Antonio off, rest them up and not stress anyone out too much. I think that's fine. I will say the second Rice goes out of that midfield, I would begin to be very, very concerned.
But what's the worst can happen? We lose 2-0, 3-0. Leicester will stop attacking us at some point. If they go 2-0 up, I can guarantee you Dean Smith will hit reverse and start parking that bus.
Yeah, but we do need to keep some semblance of vibe about the squad. I don't necessarily disagree, and I don't think a loss is the biggest deal in the world, but you don't want to get absolutely smashed by Leicester. Or let's say not smashed, because I don't think we'll get smashed regardless. I don't think you get comprehensively beat by Leicester as a big vibe going into a final of a European competition against the decent Fiorentina side. Not that I don't necessarily disagree with. I don't necessarily disagree with you there, because like you say, they will at some point have to stop attacking, right? Because their bottoms are going to.
I don't think it damages us. I think if we win, I think we reap the rewards from that. We get a bit of momentum. The individual players will get a bit of confidence. But if we lose, I don't think there's much. I personally don't think there's much like negativity going thrown onto the squad and stuff. And the training ground Tuesday or whatever, I'm assuming they have tomorrow or Tuesday, the place will be bouncing because it's now all about the final. Leicester will be Leicester what? Leicester who? Don't care. Let's go. We've got a final to worry about. I'll be surprised if this had a negative impact on the squad, regardless of how it plays out, unless we get beat 6-0 or something. But even then, I'd almost expect them to shrug it off. The main thing is players coming away without any individual errors. I think that's the big thing. At the minute, we haven't had any. Well, we've had some mistakes, but nothing alarming.
I was going to say no individual error. I was going to say, show me a goal, show you an error.
It was just a bloody good goal, Charlie.
To be fair, it was a very good goal. I was a bit concerned by everyone's lack of, I don't know, figuring out that some sort of run was going to happen, but I did at least enjoy.
It's just a lack of effort. That's all. It's just a lack of effort. This is what happens when you play 80%. It's a bit whatever. Harvey Barnes is faster than anyone else on the pitch at the minute because of attitude as well as natural speed. But yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. So final score. What's your vibe?
I'll say 2-0 Leicester.
Okay.
I think we're going to get weaker in the second half as the game goes on. We're only going to get weaker, aren't we? The thing is, Moyes will bring on Bowen. I think Moyes will take him on because Moyes will try and get something from this game for league position stability, for money. But yeah, I'll be surprised if Rice plays 90 minutes. I'll be disappointed if Rice plays 90 minutes. I'll be disappointed if Paqueta plays 90 minutes as well. You know, these two and Antonio as well should be. I'll be annoyed if come the hour mark, Antonio's still on that pitch. He better not be. He needs to be taken off. I mean, he's not playing well anyway, but you know, he's put him out there for a bit of mark sharpness. Makes sense. Well, he's had a bit of a run out now. This is a training game for us, Charlie. That's all it is. It's just a glorified friendly for us.
The problem is with Antonio is we literally have nothing if he goes off.
The referee's allowing a bit of a physical game as well. There's been a few like tussles and that. The referee's letting a lot of it go, which should suit Antonio, but the defenders are beating him at the minute, so it's not suiting Antonio.
That's fair. That's fair. I just look at it and I just go, we might as well give up if he goes off, but that's fair enough. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, look who we're going to bring on. Lanzini, Cornet, Ings. These are Premier League standard players we're bringing on. It's not like we're bringing on youngsters or anything. It's good players. So. They are, Charlie. They're good players, and there's not much opportunity.
Some of them are good players. Some of them could be good players.
Ings has had 4 good performances in a row now.
I would disagree with that. He was all right in the last game. I'll give you that much.
He was good against Leeds. He was good in both games against Alkmaar, and he played decent against Brentford.
I would disagree with the others. Leeds, I would agree with.
What, the Alkmaar second leg? He was fantastic when he came on.
Fantastic, Geo. I think
he was fantastic.
Fantastic. I think you're pushing it. If you said you thought he played well, I'd be like, all right. I disagree, but it's fantastic.
Came on, put it on a plate for Saeed Benrahma. Benrahma messed up, but he did his bit.
Oh, I agree with that. He did. That was the one thing he did in the entire game. It was it not.
I thought it was the first leg against Alkmaar.
I know the play you're talking about. It's the one where there was like a little bit of nice link-up play, and then Benrahma opens up his body and then just goes when it goes flying over. I remember that. Don't remember him doing anything else in the game. But...
Ings has done well. But
that's all we do. That's the entirety of West Ham YouTube, Otto. Everything is moot. Nothing makes any difference until next season, isn't it? All right, Gio, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Walsh.
I'm not too contrarian. I just have bad opinions. There's a difference. I don't try to have bad opinions, Chippy. I just have them. Do you know what I mean? It's not something I try to do. Someone accused me of that the other day in one. I can't remember what live chat. It was in a different live chat. It wasn't in this. Someone accused me of like, oh, he's doing it for clicks. Brother, I'm just dumb. It's okay. I'm just an idiot. I have no skin in any game. It's fine. It's fine. The second half of West Ham versus Leicester will be underway in just a few minutes' time. Before we get there, let's ask, what are you thinking for final score-wise? I'm interested now because we had a certain energy before the game. I wonder where we're at now in that sort of terms. Gio has gone down to 2-0. I don't know if I can stick by my 2-2, but we'll see how that develops, right? Where are you at now for the final score for this one? I'm quite interested. While you're down there, make sure if you haven't already to subscribe, hit the notification button, because we're the only West Ham channel who did a watch along every single game last season. We've only missed one this season, and that's when I was so ill I could not get out of bed. And we will be here on June the 7th for the final. There will be a watch along on this very channel. So if you're looking for a way to keep up with the game, to hang out with people, if you aren't going to the game, if you aren't going to Prague, if you aren't going to a fan park that we're running, for example, then come here and hang out, because we will be here. Make sure to do it. And hey, hit the like button, because it helps us out massively. When someone types in West Ham, Leicester, it means we come up higher up the rankings and all that other stuff. It helps us out massively. Currently going down are Everton and Leeds. Everton are going down on goal difference as it stands. A single goal in either the Bournemouth-Everton game or the Leicester-West Ham game could change everything in that relegation battle. Leeds, it feels like, are almost definitely down at this point. They're 1-0 down to Leicester. We're going to get underway in a second. Let's just have a look at some of these. Let's have a look at some of these scores, because again, I'm intrigued where we are with it. 2-1 going 2-2. I don't hate him. I think he's a good player. Under every other manager, I think he's a good player. I just don't think he's a David Moyes manager. I think it's pointless. I think he's a decent. I think he could still comfortably play in the Premier League. I just think he can't comfortably play in the Premier League under David Moyes. The difference. 3-0 to Leicester. Joe saying, "Come on, let's get 2 goals and let nothing we can do this." Come on, Joe. That's the vibe we need. That's the vibe we need. We're about to get underway, by the way. There is a time in the top corner which will tell you how far behind you I will be, because I will be ever so slightly behind you, given the way these things work. I'm in North Idaho, YouTube connections, all that sort of stuff. If we bring on Bevo 5-1 easy, you love to see it. Still think we'll win 2-1, says Dave. Mike is saying 1-1. Still 2-2. Okay, still maybe a little bit more confidence than I would have expected. I would have expected the confidence to have been dampened a little bit, but I respect it. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 teams. We're back underway at the King Power Stadium. Kara playing it across. We're starting with the ball. No changes, it seems, at halftime. I didn't see any. I can't see any on the pitch as we're playing around now. West Ham passing the ball about. I can't notice any changes. Yeah, no change. Thank you, David, saying no changes as well. We'll take that. If we turn up in this half while the players are still on the pitch as we've got now, I think we're capable of scoring. I think in the first 25 minutes of the game, we showed we're capable of scoring. It's just we couldn't quite make something happen out of it, right? On the second half of the first half, the last 20 minutes of that performance, you would imagine there's no goals coming. So it depends what side comes out. Declan Rice pinks it out wide there. Also, sir, not about that life. Feels wrong. Paquetá plays out wide to Benrahma, looking to try and cross the ball in with his strong foot, deflects up. Antonio, that's going to be a foul. Just tries to flick his foot around, can't get around Johnny Evans, who goes down. It's an easy one. We do better in second half, says Henry. I hope so. Broad's saying 2-1. 2-1, 6-1 win for the Toons, says Twister. What is the score? Let's have a little look. 2-1 West Ham, 2-1 West Ham, Liverpool, Southampton 3-2. Is that because it was 2-2? If they scored, I'm pulling up all the scores now so I can see. There's been no subs, Jeff, as I saw on chat confirming that. DA saying that's no subs either. So Barnes goes down there under just a little bit of an awkward landing after they both himself and Soufal got for a header there. So the scores as they stand are, I'll tell you what, we'll just talk about the ones that are relevant to us. Where are we at? Scroll. Chelsea are currently drawing 1-1 with Newcastle. Elsewhere, you have Everton 0, Bournemouth 0. You have a Leeds 0, Tottenham 1. And then you have Southampton 3, Liverpool 2, although they are relegated. So that doesn't really make any difference, does it? So Leeds are currently losing to Tottenham Everton currently drawing to Bournemouth. Those are the ones for the relegation battle. And for us, we're looking mostly at Chelsea, Newcastle. We can win here and Chelsea lose. Oh, Tottenham have just scored against Leeds to make it 2-0. Played forward down the left-hand side, down the right-hand side, even Harvey Barnes. Offside. We'll take that. We'll take that. We're happy with that. We're happy with that. Thank you, D. Appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I should say this. I'll say it probably towards the end in the final as well. But if you've watched any of the watch-alongs this season, even if you've just had them on in the background, even if you don't talk, anything like that, thank you so much. As the ball gets played around for West Ham, I genuinely cannot thank you enough. Hamish Chat said this, I think, at the end of last season as well. But Hamish Chat is very much Geo Gonzo. I've been here since the beginning, but when people talk about it, it's Geo Gonzo. When it ever gets spoken about, it's Geo Gonzo and team sort of stuff. Ben Rama does really well. Flicks it across looking for Mikel Antonio. Can't quite find it. Cut away. Oh, bloody hell, that was a bit scary. And apparently a foul somehow. But these get a free kick inside their own area. It's very much a Geo Gonzo thing. The one thing that is something I do is the watch along, and it's our thing, right? It's our thing. And it would not be possible without any of you. So thank you so much. If you have watched any of them, even if it's just now, even if now is just the first time you've clicked on it and you've only watched it for 2 seconds, thank you. Genuinely, I massively, massively appreciate it. It's been fun, and it's made this season, let's be real, slightly more enjoyable, at least for me. Slightly more bearable this season than how it could have been potentially. They've cut back to those blokes in the crowd from Leicester who have got the full-on, hello, what's going on here? You know, trying to figure out what's going on. Free kick to West Ham. Declan Rice to take it. Look to try and pass it backwards instantly, which was a bit depressing, but still, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. Pinged across so far. Can't quite beat the first man on the cross, but first time Johnny Evans getting the block is going to be a corner to West Ham. Corner to West Ham. Can we turn on the corner charm once again? Finally, towards the end of the season, we've seen a couple of dangerous ones in the last couple of games. Are we going to see it turn back up again? Aaron Cresswell to take it. He's come across to the opposite side to take it as well. Aaron Cresswell, the only, I would argue, the best corner taker we have, maybe the only good one. Puts it in. Oh, almost an own goal there. Johnny Evans, it flicks off the back of his head and goes just wide. It was always going wide, but there was a moment there where it was very, very scary for Leicester. It's going to be another corner. Johnny Evans barely aware of where the ball was. This time from the left. Whipped in again to a good position. Can't get his head onto that one either. Lays out to the feet of Flynn Downs. Ben Rama, good ball back in second time. Can't get the head onto it, anyone. Nodded away from Leicester. We continue to have possession of the ball, though, and continue to press and push and harry. Lucas Paquetá on the left-hand side. Sorry, on the right-hand side. Dribbling his way in. Finds Declan Rice. We're just taking our time. The horseshoe is in full effect right now. Just passing it from side to side. Waiting for those crossing opportunities to happen. Ben Rama tries to cross it in first time. Can't make it happen. It's cleared away. Leicester come away with the ball well. Very well there, to be fair. And then laid inwards. They're charging forward here, Leicester. Looking for Iniacho. Neff again. Does really well just to get ahead of him. And then Wins a free kick. That I thought, if we're being honest, it was quite light. It was quite light. I don't think that one was that much of a free kick either. But he does well to get ahead of Iniacho now. Amadou Onana almost scoring for Leicester. I'm just seeing in the replay. Bells, Liberators looking for the bells. Bevo, we all love Bevo. Bevo's a good lad. Bevo's a good lad. Bell, Richard also claiming for it. Where is it? I'll put it all the way over there. I was going to get the Bevo top, but it's too far away. It's too far away. I was going to wear that. I was going to go full Hawaiian as well, but it felt somewhat disrespectful to Leicester in a way. Play forward again. Leicester coming forward. I tell you what, there have been enough calls for bells. I'll put the poll in the chat as Leicester come forward once more. Cut out down the left-hand side. It's going to be a throw-in to Leeds. To Leicester, deep inside our half. There have been enough calls for bells in the chat. There is a bell poll live now. Let me know how you feel. Bells, yes or no. We'll give it until 55 and a half. We'll give it the customary 90 seconds. Who do I think is getting relegated? I mean, at this point, you'd imagine it's going to be Everton and Leeds, right? I think Leeds look like they're done and dusted, unfortunately. Leeds look like they're done and dusted, unfortunately. So you would imagine at this point it's going to be Everton with them, unless we significantly turn this game around. And to be fair, pardon me. To be fair, 10 minutes into this half, we've been the better team, but we've not really created anything out of that. We've had a couple of corners, but we've not really been able to create shots from it. They kind of turn you a nice turn. And so realistically, you'd imagine everything stays the same and Everton go down. Rice plays it out wide to Aaron Cresswell. Comes centrally, but just Leicester are doing well. They're just sitting back here. They're organised relatively well. They're in a 4-5-1, just sort of stood in their positions, making it difficult for us to really get around at all. Paquetá and Fornal's linking up, trying to find a bit of space. Paquetá moves inwards, played out wide to Sofao, tries to just hook it in, can't quite get it. It's headed away. 10 more seconds of the bell poll. It's close. It is close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bell poll is over and it has indeed passed. 68% have said yes. 31% have said no. Therefore, potentially for the last time in the Premier League this season, we shall bell. We'll do it off this corner, actually. We'll do it off this corner. Just in case. Whipped in. Straight into the hands of Iverson, who does well there. Collects it calmly, falls to the floor. They take their time. I shall be back in a moment. Danny shall keep you company while I go and grab the bell. I should have a thing that says bell or something on screen. Bell acquired. We have bell. We shall bell. The poll has spoken. I've opened up the wrong thing there. If everything goes wrong there, I've pressed the wrong button. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Hello. I've accidentally opened up a whole new program there. So if everything dies, you know what just happened. Bell acquired. Okay, I think everything's fine. A very bad warning came up there, and I think it all seems to be okay. We might lose internet slightly for a second, but we should be okay. Hopefully that's the extent of it. Trying to just open up the loud part of the bell away from the mic, just to not be too annoying. Passing it around Leicester quite comfortably. They're just outside the area, passing it around, played in, driven away. Kara hooks it away. And now begins the silent snack. Downs taken out. It's going to be a free kick. Just a little cheeky professional foul there. Oh, Everton have scored. Oh, an absolute Decore with an absolute pile driver of a shot as well against Bournemouth. And Everton have got a goal. Everton have got a goal. Which means that'll stay up, right? If it stays like this, then they stay up. I think that means, yeah, they stay up. Everton scored. Leicester back in about 3. It's just popped up on my screen. Everton are now out. 2 points clear of Leicester. Mad. I've got a really good Everton friend, so I kind of hope Everton stay up for his sake, because I've got a really good friend of mine who's an Everton fan. Mad. Mekan Antonio cuts inwards. Ben Rama, no, Fornals finds Ben Rama. Hits it. Oh, off the post. Antonio goes down. No pen for me. He continues on the ball. I don't know how Leicester have got something from there, but Ben Rama's just hit the post. It's played out to the left-hand side. He cuts inside, hits it. And it just hits the inside of the post. Comes back straight back out towards him. It's a good hit. Iverson beat, but just so is the goal. Just past him. Little nudge in the back from Thomas. I personally wouldn't have said it was a foul. I also personally wouldn't have given it Leicester's way, but there we go. It is what it is. Leicester now officially going down. It's out of their hands. They're doing what they can, winning the game, but it's out of their hands, given a Decore thumper. The bottom 3 now, Gav, currently is Everton are 2 points clear of Leicester, who are in 18th. Leeds are in 19th, 3 points below Leicester. And then, of course, Southampton below that. Bowen and Ings coming on. Okay. Harvey Barnes goes down. It's free kick to Leicester. The bell has been consumed. Danny Ings and Jared Bowen stripped off, ready to come on. You'd imagine it would be for Ben Rama and Antonio. You would imagine. Fornals moves over to the left-hand side. Fornals left-hand side and Ings goes up front. You'd imagine that's sort of what would happen. Not certain, but that seems logical to me, I guess. Tielemans to play this ball in from wide from the left-hand side on the touchline in the corner quadrant. It's a slightly deeper corner. Soufal is there as a one-man wall. Tielemans whips it in. Feist heads it in very comfortably. That we saw against Manchester City that we are for some reason susceptible to that. I don't know why we've become susceptible to it. We've been unreal at it for years under David Moyes. We've been so good at defending those exact situations, and yet somehow just really, really simple. Tielemans plays it in and fires at the back, gets over the top of Aged, nods it in. Simple. It's so simple. So simple. And there you go. It's 2-0. 2-0 Leicester, annoyingly. But they're doing what they need to, Leicester. And I don't suspect we're going to score at this point. It feels like we're not going to be able to. It feels like they're just going to be able to sit back and just stop anything from happening now. With 2-0 up, that's all they need to do. They've done what they can to stay up. It's just about what happens at Goodison Park and the Everton game. I was right. Antonio and Ben Rama have come off for Ings and Bowen. They were lacking effort. Maybe did I not put enough stank onto it? Maybe I'll take that one, guys. That one was me. Did I eat a chocolate bell or something? I just don't think I put the oomph into it that I should have. You know, I just don't think I put the oomph into it, the required oomph. It is. It's my one. It's my one. I'll take that one. That one was my bad. Maybe it's because the bells have been in there for a little while, because I've been away all week, so they've been in there the entire time. Maybe it's something to do with that. I don't know. I feel like it's probably my fault in some way. I feel like it's my fault in some way. Big ball over the top. Jarrod Bowen collects it, cuts inside, hits it. Instant liveliness from Jarrod Bowen, can't quite make it happen, and it goes wide. The bell worked just for Leicester? Maybe. It's going to be a long 25 minutes, it feels like, for the rest of this one. Leicester now taking their time with the goal kicks, doing exactly what a smart team does against us, just trying to lure us in a little bit, trying to open up those gaps a little bit. Harvey Barnes and Soufal battling out on that right-hand side. Pizza time? Give me pizza. Spell it out for me, honey. Nah. Not today. I'll be honest with you, the money can't stretch up. The money can't be stretched for that today. I've already got one. I've already got a pizza order budgeted in for June 7th. Arsenal are beating Wolves 4-0. Currently, the latest scores are running across the bottom of the screen. Arsenal 4, Wolves 0. Jesus. Newcastle, Chelsea still 0-0. So as it stands, a win wouldn't do anything for us in terms of taking over them either. And Everton winning, Tottenham winning against Leeds, and of course, Leicester winning here. Feels like Leeds are definitely down at this point, which is a shame for my Leeds supporting boys. And Leicester, it feels like at this stage, unless something big happens at Goodison Park going down as well, they're passing it around here. They've been the better team today, and they've done what they needed to do. And they're deservedly winning. It's not like they've been smashing and grabbing or anything. Good 1-2, whipped into the box. Soufal gets the header away. Don't worry, I'll have fresh bells on the day. No matter what happens on June 7th, I will have fresh bells available. I want us to try and get oranges available if we need it. I'm probably going to get pizza that day. We're going to go for it. Maybe you need to grate the bell to bring out the magic. I don't know. We've never grated the bell before. Feels like a scary prospect. Someone ever grated a baby bell into their mouth? Seems scary to me. Jarrod Bowen goes down as a free kick to West Ham under Johnny Evans' foul there. Played forward by Fornals quickly into Danny Ings, who gets the control. Instantly loses out on the ball. Leicester can come away, battles for it well. Good work, Danny Ings. It's going to be a free kick, but he does well. He loses out on the ball and just tracks it back as quickly as he can for Tielemans, trying to win it back. He's going to pick up a yellow card in the meantime. Does well. He does well. He does well, Danny Ings. The losing out was crap, but the track back is nice. It's not great, Bloodless, mate. It's not great. I'm not enjoying it so much. The West Ham fans chanting for more years from Declan Rice when we're 2-0 down away to Leicester feels like a decision, but we move. We move. Iniacho loses out on the ball there to Jarrod Bowen, who battles with it but loses out to Iniacho. Good work from him there. Leicester going to take the throw in down the left-hand side. Like I said, remember we will be live for the final on this very channel. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, all that stuff, like the video, because we will be here. So if you want to get involved with people, if you're not going to Prague, if you're not going to a fan park, ours or otherwise, then we will be here live for the final. Big boot forward for Leicester. That's going to be the game we're all looking towards anyway. Nicely done. It was really nicely done by Downs there, and then passes it straight under pressure into the path of Maddison, who takes it past one, hits it early with the outside of his boot. Can't quite find a shot anywhere away from Fabianski, rolls straight into his hands. It looks like we've got 2 more subs coming on. I think there's a couple of people stripped off. I think it looks a little bit like Cornet. Oh, Bowen hits it, save, flipping it out of nowhere. Danny Ings, well and truly over. Booted it far over the bar there, Danny Ings. Jarrod Bowen just picks up the ball. Big crossfield ping from Lucas Paquetá. Controls it, hits it early. Save from the goalkeeper, and then it lays it into the path of Danny Ings, and that is an atrocious finish. That is an atrocious finish. That should be bread and butter Danny Ings stuff, and he is just power drive that over the bar. That is bad. That's something I would expect Danny Ings to do. I don't like Danny Ings coming on because he doesn't work in the West Ham system. Oh, Harrison's just scored for Leeds. Glimmer of hope potentially. But they need to get 2 more. I don't like Danny Ings coming on because he doesn't suit the David Moyes system. I like Danny. I think Danny Ings could be a Premier League footballer for another club. That is the sort of finish that Danny Ings should be scoring. Oh, what? Oh, it's tight from Leicester. It was. Don't know what any of those noises were. All of a sudden, it got very, very tight. It's going to be a goal kick, thankfully. Ball gets played down the left-hand side. Dewsbury Hall takes on Kera, takes on Soufal, beats him, pulls it back across for Barnes, who hits it, deflects off, and James Maddison comes flying in, gets the last touch, and doesn't quite work out. Paquetá now on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. Oh, it was a nice idea with the ball through. That miss from Danny doesn't quite work out. That miss from Danny Ings is nothing to do with systems. That's to do with just poorness. As I was saying, I think there's a double sub coming our way. It looked like Cornet and Emerson. We will see in a second. I think as Leicester are going to make a sub first. Dewsbury Hall, that's going to be the last thing he does today. He's coming off. And on in his place is Mendy. That's what I mean. It wasn't it is Cornet and Emerson. It is Cornet and Emerson. That wasn't a systems problem. That was just a Danny Ings pile driving it over the bar problem. God knows why, but he did. In the meantime, we're going to see Paquetá come off, and on comes Cornet, which would mean I assume Fornals would move into the centre. And Cresswell for Emerson's just a straight swap. So I suspect we'll see Emerson. I suspect we'll see Paquetá be replaced by Fornals in the centre as Cornet takes up that wide position, and Emerson coming straight on for Cresswell. It's a pretty straight swap, isn't it? Is it actually 4-4? Is it really 4-4? What the hell is going on? Tottenham have just scored. It's 3-1. Harry Kane in the 69th minute. It's 4-4. Diego Jota has just scored. Diego Jota's just scored for Liverpool. It's 4-4. What a final game they're having. Mad. Absolutely mad. Yeah, 3-1 to Tottenham, beating Leeds. Chelsea still 1-1. Everton still beating Bournemouth 1-0. Are we that close? I would have thought today we'd struggle. We are that close. We only need 2 more likes and we hit the 300. What a time to be alive. I mean, I don't disagree, but I would be... I mean, I guess you could take off... You could take off Downs for Lanzini, but I wouldn't take off Rice for Lanzini. It just feels a bit suicidal. Played in. Danny Ings can't quite get there. Not a bad attack down the left-hand side. Nice 1-2 for Leicester down the right-hand side, looking to try and pass their way forward. Oh, we're at 311. It's zoomed up. I didn't look at it for ages and it zoomed up. Thank you very much. We're in house money now. 300 is always the goal. So we're vibing. House money now, ladies and gentlemen. House money. Bit of Copacabana going on. You'll have to see it. Yeah, I just don't see where Lanzini could come on here. I mean, because you're not really going to... Realistically, you want to take off Declan Rice, right? But I feel like realistically, a midfield three of Fornals, Downs, and Lanzini seems like trouble written all over it. To be honest with you, taking off Declan Rice seems like trouble in the first place. So we've got lots of players who complement Rice, but we've got no one who does anything Rice does. All to back post. Cornet can't quite get his header on target. It deflects off one of the Leicester defenders. West Ham continue to have possession of the ball. Declan Rice on the edge of the area plays it. Big crossfield dive, looking for Southampton. Header across, can't quite make it work. Downs collects it, lays it short to Declan Rice again. West Ham look to try and looking to try and regain any sort of momentum here, forced all the way back. Can't quite make it work. Can't quite find anything. Pinged across. Soufal pulls it back. Big boot, well, high and wide from you guessed it, it's Danny Ings. That one was significantly more difficult. To be fair, that one was significantly more difficult. West Ham fans just dancing and cheering. No real stress from their perspective for today. That one was significantly more difficult for Danny Ings there. I don't want to be too harsh on him on that one. The first one was atrocious. That one was more difficult. Internet dropping out as usual with a 9-9. It's good. It was very yeah. GP. GP. Please, bro. Please. Please. Played out wide. Leicester passing the ball about. Iacho lays it short. Maddison wide. That man has done nothing but hit the ball with the outside of his boot all day today. And he's done it once again there. He comes on the inside. Nice 1-2 with Iacho, who's been doing really well with the link-up plays. And once again, he just goes for the outside of his boot. And I tell you what, he was probably on target, if not for a little stuck-out foot from Agard there. Jamie Vardy going to be coming on for Iniacho. Premier League winner, Jamie Vardy, on he comes. A man from years gone by, a great Premier League career, to be fair. Coming on for potentially his last ever Premier League appearance. Tielemans to cross the ball in from the corner. One of the West Ham players gets their head to it. Vardy instantly gets control of the ball. Played out wide, back to Vardy. Tries to take on Emerson. Wins a corner. It feels very Newcastle-y, doesn't it? It feels very annoying. Arsenal 5-0 up, Robert. Jesus. Going to be a corner again to Leicester, this time from our left-hand side. Hooked in. Nodding away from a corner. Cleared outwards. Cleared outwards. They're just taking their time with everything, Leicester. There's no rush for them. We're not properly fighting for it. It feels a lot like a Brentford performance, to be fair, where it's just sort of nothing there. Danny Ings, that's not a bad pass, actually, to be fair, out to Fornals. He's got Bowen on the inside of him. Pablo Fornals! Oh, Pablo Fornals! Pablo Fornals with yet another goal at the end of this season. That was a really nice finish as well. Did that deflect? Just sort of smacks it in, bottom post, bottom of the inside of the post. Pings in. It's really nice. Does that deflect? It has to deflect off someone, right? Just poor defending from Leicester or poor passing from Leicester. Just a bad touch that lets us go. Danny Ings finds Pablo Fornals. I don't know if it hits off Feist, who's standing up. He's trying to push him out. I can't tell if it deflects at all. It doesn't. He just slots it home. It's a good finish. Pablo Fornals. There you go. We take that. We'll take that all day. All day, all night, into the bank. 2-1. There we go. I just hear the commentator say Pablo Fornals has got 4 in 8 games against Leicester. For a man who doesn't score a lot, he doesn't half like playing against Leicester, does he? That's some wild movements from Pablo. I'll tell you what, if anyone has forced his way into the starting 11, it's probably Pablo Fornals for Prague. I don't think it will happen, unfortunately, but if we need a goal, you could see Moyes going, we should bring on Pablo. We should bring on Pablo. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Cornet there. Instantly, poor pass goes flying out. I don't understand how you couldn't, to be honest. I don't. He's just too good a man. He's just too beautiful a person. Pablo Fornals. Go. We're going to Vienna. What man? What man? See, I think he was all right the first couple of games. Everton fans, Leicester fans have just started celebrating. But I think the commentators are saying that no. I think Cornet, but the first couple of games Cornet came back, I thought he was good. I thought he was right in those first couple of games. I thought he looked lively, but it was short burst performances, right? More so, it's just not really happening. More so, it's just he's not getting there. Nothing has changed in the Everton-Bournemouth game. Nothing has changed. The crowd are reacting to it, but nothing has actually changed. It's weird because the players are looking up at the crowd to see if anything's changed. And half the crowd thought something had happened and started cheering. Half of them haven't. Big throw from Leicester. Hooked away by Nea Figuered. Goes down. What am I going to do when there's no watch-alongs to do? I mean, I'm just going to start that video game channel. Well, it already exists, Data Blood, I guess, but I'm going to do that, I guess. And wrestling, I want to do wrestling, but I can't. It's going to be nice. I can't wait for pre-season. Well, to be fair, Prague's going to be amazing as well. But like pre-season, when we don't have to think about relegation anymore, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? It'd be quite nice. Not have to do watch-alongs thinking about the relegation zone all the time. Declan Rice was shouting at the ref there. The game was playing on, and he wasn't. The ball was being passed about, and he was just looking at the ref. I assume it was at the ref. It seemed to be. 8 more minutes. Well, 7.5 plus stoppage time. You imagine it won't be super amounts of time left. Declan Rice comes forward with the ball. Just starts charging with it. Lays it short into the feet of Danny Ings, who lays it out wide nicely. Emerson on the overlap. There's a bunch of people in the box. Can he find any of them? He plays it across. Cornet goes for the spectacular. Can't quite make it happen. Can't quite make it happen. Need to set up a Football Manager save or something. Yeah, maybe. Oh, Lanzini is coming on. Office just said it as well there. Lanzini's coming on. Maybe that's what I do. I've been trying to come up. So, like the A Top Lad channel I have, that's going to be a gaming channel, and I'm starting it. I'm thinking of just making it Hammers Chat, but gaming. If you put it in those words. So, like, imagine what we do on this channel, but for games. It's kind of the vibe I'm probably going to aim for, and I want to start doing it tomorrow. But like, the watch-alongs, it's just so much time. It's just going to be gone. It's going to be gone. Don't know what to do with myself in that time, you know? Cornet on the ball. I wonder who he's going to come on for. You'd imagine for Declan Rice, right? Potentially last appearance in the Premier League for West Ham, Declan Rice. So foul. Controls the ball, lays it out wide. I should have done a watch-along for that PlayStation thing, but I was away, to be fair. Big ball in, save from Iverson, just comes and collects it, falls down to take his time. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Where I just talk in vague terms about, like, I don't even know, what would I knock Geo Gonzo for? I don't even know what I could knock him for. I think I'll do that thing that people do, right, on YouTube, where they want to say something about someone, but they don't name the person because they're a chicken. And so they'd be like, I was watching a video the other day, and someone said they really liked Danny Ings, but they don't really have gaming opinions I can shoot at, you know? Geo only plays a couple of games, and he doesn't play him too much anymore, to be fair. Gonzo plays a bit more, but he just plays like your bangers, right? So, I don't know. You can't really take shots. Emerson goes down spectacularly under the challenge from Castagna, trying to get forward down the left-hand side. Big rolls going through. Lanzini for downs, I'm seeing. I basically am, mate. I basically am. I don't know. I do like Warzone and Apex, but I haven't played them in years. You know, like, I haven't played like in a year and a half, maybe. Downs is the one who comes off, yeah. Daisy, me and my girlfriend have been playing a bit of recently. I did almost make a video out of some Daisy thing we did the other day because it was quite funny. We did like 6 months ago, but I just never got around to it. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, Clips. Right, let me just write down that idea. Grim Schlupp. I have no pen next to me. I'll type on my phone. Schlupp. Whipped in. Vice heads it away. Still not impossible we get a draw out of this game, I'll be honest with you. Still not impossible. They've sort of taken a step down as well. I agree, but at this point, it's like 5 minutes, so screw it. You know what I mean? And also, I cannot stress how much a midfield of Fornals, Downs, and Lanzini doesn't work. Like, it just screams ineffective to me. But, like, at that point, you know, whatever. Stream it, maybe. Yeah. Whipped in from Bowen. Nodded away. Bounced back towards goal. Head tennis going on fully. James Maddison plays it out wide to the right-hand side. Harvey Barnes looks to try and play the ball through first time. Jamie Vardy can't make it work, and West Ham come away with the ball. Start a West Ham save on FM? Maybe. I also had an idea of starting like a... Maybe as well. I do have the vibe for... I've never played Bioshock 2 away from the end, and I've got this vibe at the moment playing that. I also had this idea of like, I should do like XCOM, except every soldier is named after West Ham players. That was a thing. West Ham saves the world. That was a thing that was in the back of my mind as well. I don't know. That's something I'll figure out. Tell Auntie Doris not to worry. I've got rosacea, so my skin just goes mad red when there's like heat changes. My skin just goes red like mad. And because of the lights over time, they just get really hot. And so my skin just gets redder and redder and redder. And I can't really change the color correction too much because it makes everything else look a bit mad. So I just sort of have to deal with it, which is a thing. It's going to be happening all summer. Played out wide, hooks back across. Can't quite make it work. I've never played Ark, you know, Rowan. I've never played Ark. Although that trailer they showed for the second one with Vin Diesel in it was very exciting. But I've never actually played Ark. Somehow. I don't know how. It's been big for years, so I don't know how I've never tried it, but I've never have. Pinged forwards. Again, manages to head it away. Declan Rice came away with the ball there, but referee calls for a foul. James Maddison is down, holding several parts of his body. Not sure. He's taking off his shoes now. He's taking off his shoe now, James Maddison. I don't know. He seemed to be clipped and then and then went down significantly after. I don't know. It was a bit of a thing. It was a bit of a thing. My gut says he'll get up in a second. My gut says he'll almost certainly get up in a second, but still. Just scrolling through, just checking if any of the scores have changed. Still seems the same. Everton still leading Bournemouth. So at this stage, Leicester is still going down despite winning. Southampton Liverpool is still 4-4. I know, we were so close to it as well, Zombie. We were so close to it as well. Can you? I don't know. It's a thing, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not fussed. Just life is what I'm just at some point going to have an insanely red face and insanely grey hair, and it's going to be a mad combo. West Ham 2042 season. David Moyes still in charge. You know, Jared Bowen's second child playing on the wing for West Ham. You know, we're going to see added time about to be shown. 6 minutes. 6 minutes of added time. The commentator just said 10 minutes at Goodison Park. Yeah, 10 minutes. Trini's just said it as well. 10 minutes at Goodison Park. What's he talking about? 6 minutes. 6 minutes here, 10 minutes at Goodison Park. Going wild. Castagna hobbles off. In the meantime, Ricardo coming on for Leicester. Maddison, who we went down for originally, continues to be on the pitch. Leicester are going to take a free kick deep inside their half. Goalkeeper to take. Big boot forward coming. I know. I'm sorry. Should have done it. It was a mistake on my behalf. Forgive me. I'm sorry. This Leicester team going down is mad. Unless something crazy happens at Goodison Park and this Leicester team going down, it's kind of crazy. They've got a throw in on the right-hand side now. And you just think about it. Look at the players that are in that team getting relegated. Did they get relegated quicker after winning the Premier League than Blackburn did? How long did it take Blackburn to get relegated after they won the Premier League? I can't think about it in my head. I can't remember how long it took Blackburn. Blackburn Rovers seasons. Oh, no. They got relegated in the early. Yeah, they did. Yeah. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot they got relegated then. So they probably did. Oh, it's tight though. Time-wise, it's tight. Time-wise, it's really tight. I don't know how quick it was actually. Bournemouth need to score. Mate, I'll tell you what. We get a quick 2. Newcastle get a quick 1. It's not going to happen, is it? It's not gonna happen. Yeah, that's my big thing. That's my thing. My big thing, Badge. I'm going to go with Badge. Badge, you all right with Badge? I'll go with Badge. 4 hours over. Close. That's my big thing. Like I said, I wasn't really too fussed about the results today. It was just the performance, given Prague coming up, and I've not been too impressed by us at all, to be honest. 4 hours, just hitting it early, can't quite get the control on it. I don't know. I'm trying not to let it concern me too much, because obviously we've got a long time between now and then. We don't play again until what? We don't play again for another week and 3 days is when the final is. So we've got a while to sort of refresh. And as Gio said, I think us not getting smacked about today has sort of helped. We've been poor, but we've not been battered. And I think in that sense, it gives us enough time to refresh mentally. And I think there will be a completely different vibe about the team going into that final. A much, much different vibe. 2 minutes to go of the Premier League season for West Ham United. It's looking increasingly likely like it's going to end 2-1 to Leicester. But 2 minutes to go. I'll say this. Thank you very much if you've watched any of the watch-alongs this season. Remember, we'll be live for the watch-along for the Prague for the Fiorentina game. The Europa Conference League final, we will be live on this very channel for that game. So make sure if you haven't already to subscribe, hit that bell notification button, hit the like button, all of that good stuff. But thank you very much if you've watched any of the games, because I don't know if I have time in the final to say it. Thank you very much if you've watched any of the games this season. It's been a massive, massive pleasure to do it with you. And to be honest with you, it's made this season a hell of a lot more bearable than it would have been otherwise without you. We will, of course, be back for the Premier League next season, and then for every competition next season. We were the only West Ham channel last season who did watch along every single game without fail. This season, we've only missed one. That was when I physically couldn't get out of bed. So you best believe we'll be back at it the second the games are being streamed again next season. But thank you very much, everyone. We're just over a minute left of the game. It looks like it's going to end 2-1 here. A disappointing final day game for us. But we do, of course, have that Prague 7th of June final, Fiorentina in our sights. Pinged in, headed away from face. Once more with conviction, Kehrer towards Cornet, can't make it. That's going to be a foul. Offside from Cornet. He does a mad movement there. Does an absolutely mad movement. We're looking at Everton Bournemouth here. Oof, bloody hell, it was close from Bournemouth. Close from Bournemouth. Jordan Pickford making a save. Just cut across to them, and all of a sudden I just see black shot streaming forward and a big volley from range. Four more minutes to go in the Everton game after this to see if Leicester can survive or whether Everton will survive. It's looking more and more like Everton are going to survive, but there's just a few moments left here. West Ham in control of the ball. Care of a bit of miscommunication with Declan Rice, and there it is, the final whistle. It's a 2-1. It's a 2-1 loss. Leicester doing what they needed to do today, but unfortunately for them, it wasn't enough. It looks like it will be Leeds and Leicester joining Southampton going down. There's 4 minutes left in the Everton game. But we won't be around to watch that. We'll, of course, be doing our live match review, which will start in just a few moments' time on this very channel. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button, make sure you hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and hit that like button because it helps us out massively. Once more, with conviction, thank you very much to GP, to Swindon Hammer in Italy, to Dave, aka Acid D, Punch Drunk Gaming, to Susan, to Pocky Punk, to Schizo, to Dylan, to Josh, and of course to all of you for watching, and to anyone who has given super chats throughout the season, everyone has watched any of the matches this season. Thank you very, very much. We will be back for June. However, the review is just on its way in a few moments' time. So make sure to stick around for that. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and I shall see you. Well, we've got videos between now and then, but I'll see you June 7th, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you all. I'll see you later. And goodbye, of course, to Auntie Doris. See you later, Doris. See you later, everyone. Bye.